Hello and welcome, race fans. It is a new season here at Vigilante Racing League, and as always, things get kicked off here at Daytona under the lights, and boy, oh boy, this season is looking like a heck of a party as we're going to have 40 trucks here this evening. Goodness gracious, that's a lot of vehicles. Cannot wait to get this one started, but first, just quick news, obviously a hurricane absolutely pounding Florida down there. Thankfully we have some racers that live down there that have all checked in and are saying everyone's a-okay, so happy for that. But thoughts and prayers go out to those, especially along that kind of west coast near Cape Coral and all that, because man, it's looking very, very nasty down there. So we send our thoughts and prayers down there to all of you, and we'll kind of dedicate the playing of the national anthem here to you guys here tonight.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome back. As always, the Vigilante Racing League is only possible because of some great sponsors like D&D Race Grafix. That's Grafix spelled Grafix. Go look them up on Trading Paints and on Facebook. That's done by Mr. Ricky Wittenberg, as he does a fantastic job getting these trucks all painted up pretty and eye-popping colors. Man, oh man, he does such a great job over there. So be sure to go give him some love, as he's put in a lot here for this league, as well as his real-life business of Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. Reach out to Ricky at 423-444-0454, whether you're looking to buy or sell your house, because this housing market is absolutely bananas crazy. You do not want to do it alone. Give Ricky a call, and he can get you in contact with a realtor you know you can trust, whether you're in that Johnson City, Tennessee area or across the country. He's got that big old Rolodex, so please, please, please give Ricky a call. I am Alan Brown, and I am not wanted by the IRS for illegal back booking and all that kind of stuff, but I'm joined by my good friend, Mr. Alan English, down here in the booth, and boy, oh boy, Alan, Daytona under the lights, getting this season started off strong.
I report all of my income. I want to get that out there, even if it might not be true. Yeah, man, I love Daytona at night. It really gives a great feel to watching racing under the lights. Anytime we can do a night race, I love it. Daytona. Okay, we know with these trucks, these guys, the trucks are very forgiving, right? It's not like the Xfinity cars we ran last season. So we're going to see some epic saves out there. We've seen that a lot in these trucks, just because of all the surface area on the sides of these things, and that big spoiler on the rear end. So you're going to see a lot more stability out of these trucks than you saw out of the Xfinity cars from last season. That being said, this is a pack race, okay? And we know what happens in pack racing. we're going to have a couple big wrecks out here tonight. I'm sure. We have iRacing thrown cautions now, so even if it's only one truck spinning around, if somebody else is coming up the track behind them, it's going to throw that yellow flag. So I suspect we'll have a few yellows tonight and some maybe wrecks caused by restart, as they say. But can't wait for this one. Been looking forward to this.
Absolutely, and getting ready down there to get his notebook out to keep track of all the beef with all these drivers. Mr. Adam Turner down there on pit road. Adam, as always, plate track racing, it can get these tempers flaring, and when you start getting anger in the first race of a season, man, it can turn into something pretty exciting to watch.
Man, I hope that happens. I'm already angry at you two. You two are the worst criminals. We don't talk about the IRS. Admit nothing. Deny everything. What are you talking about, IRS? You guys are getting my blood pressure up, and the race hadn't even started. Now I want to see some fights, Brown. 2 fast repairs, 70% fuel, unlimited tires. You got 21 incident points. You're out. You're disqualified. It's 70 degrees on the track. Beautiful night for racing. And I don't want to be criminals with you two. You guys would rat on me. Ratting on yourselves.
As we take a look at that race and weather info here tonight, 2.5 miles around this high banked massive speed monster that is Daytona. Man, just absolutely wonderful weather here in the virtual world, at least, as they got some good temperatures, no rain in the forecast. Everything looking a-okay. Bringing us down to that key to the race. And man, it's all talking about having a strong start. New playoff format here, where if you win, you're in these playoffs. So you can get a big weight off your shoulders here if you just get, easy to say, just pick up a win here first race of the season.
So what's that going to do? That's going to make these guys more aggressive to get wins. It's not just points. It's winning you're in. So we're going to see more aggression in the front part of the racing pack, especially towards the end. Guys trying to get up there. We're going to see guys trying to win stages. All those points are going to add up. But the winning you're in thing is going to be big this season, and it's going to really help the guys out that already. Once they get a win, they can kind of, rest on their laurels, I guess. They're not going to be out there as aggressive every week, I wouldn't think. But only time will tell. We'll see what happens this season.
Well, now, there's so many trucks, especially tonight. It's going to be fun to see all that aggression y'all are talking about. I hope we do. I hope we see them too wide pretty much the whole race, 100 laps here. So I don't know, but everybody's probably a little antsy to get the new season underway. You got to start it off with at least a nice run. You don't want to be in the back half. You want to try to catch up and be part of the front of the field tonight. That way you'll push your season forward.
Indeed, as we got a lot of new people, a lot of OG people coming back. If you notice a R next to the driver's name, they are signified as rookies. This would be their first season racing with these Vigilante Racing League guys. Some other people don't have that R, but we'll be sure to definitely mention them as we go on and along. Of course, a good welcome back to Josh Oxendine and a couple others, as Trevor Robertson as well, making their return here to the Vigilante Racing League. But man, we got a whole list of new people, and 40 people at least signed up for this race here tonight, and that's a very, very large field, and I think that's going to cause some pretty good chaos down there.
Well, it's going to be crowded out there, but if these guys kind of keep a level head and try to keep their 3 wide stuff, especially in the corners, down to a minimum, we can see some clean racing. These guys, they do put together some pretty clean racing. We've seen pack races, I should say, plate races, go green here. and VRL. So these guys, they work hard trying to keep it clean, and we'll see if they can do it. But I have a feeling you're gonna see some cars or trucks turning around here tonight at Daytona.
So if they raced here before, but they skipped a season, they still get the rookie stripe? Still rookies?
I think so. I don't know how they're deciding that, but you know what? That's A-okay as people continue to try to get their qualifying laps on in here. Right now, America's driver sitting on top, having that pole position. Man, that's 747 numbers really working out for Albert once when he changed it up from those single digits here.
Yeah, I think he's trying to change his look a little bit, and might be helping him out there. He's got some of his fans already here tonight. Albert Anderson Jr., Carl Anderson's here, Edith Anderson's here. All half of Anderson Nation at least is out here. Thank y'all so much for showing up. Roger Pierce is here. He's part of Ox Nation. Jonah Long has a fan out there. Crazy Mom 305 said, "Let's go, Jonah. You got this." Shell Baboon's out here pulling for Anderson as well. And Roger Pierce, I think he's with you, Turner. He says, "I'm ready to watch some Mike Tyson Punch Out 2.0 here tonight."
Ooh, I like that. That's something we need to see. Somebody needs to get dumped. Somebody needs to get flipped. Somebody needs to get really mad.
Chad McCabe, driver of that FedEx number 11 machine out there, saying brand new season. Let's go out there and get it.
Man, I can't wait till we get enough fans to do, a live show somewhere, and we can set up a boxing ring with the VR stuff and have them just go at it. Oh man, that'll be
VR boxing?
No,
I
VR
thought you were
boxing.
real.
No. We don't want it. We don't need.
Yeah, we do.
Yes. We don't need injury insurance here.
We
in
need
sim racing.
vendettas paid. Real vendettas paid back in
Ooh.
real life with blood and sweat and just it'd be fun. Do it for charity.
Well,
Well, I'm not gonna
obviously.
box anybody.
Oh no! You're
inbox.
I want you in English to go at it to figure out this whole Pocono situation already.
Yeah, we.
Oh, that's in the past.
No, it's not actually. I
Yeah.
still remember that.
That was years ago.
No, what doesn't matter. It was your
Oh,
fault.
that
You
scar
took
will
out-
forever be on
You
your
took
heart.
out your teammate. You're surprised I didn't come cross state lines and come over there and snag you.
Ooh.
Like that one league we were in. Remember that? That guy was threatening a minor across
Oh,
state
yeah.
line. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was a good one. That earned him a little suspension.
Yeah, he had no
Ca-
trouble.
Kathy's here as well, pulling for Albert. Sorry I missed you there, Kathy.
A couple drivers still left out there putting some laps down. Jeremiah Burke returning here once again this season. He's throwing some laps down right now, trying to jump up that leaderboard and join his limitless teammates up there, up at the top. Mike Adamson has not started quite yet. Same thing with Timothy Pope. A couple guys. Maybe they're thinking of hanging on back, but at least with Albert Anderson up at the front, Jeremiah Burke's willing to kind of hang around out there and do what he can, and he's always excited to race. He don't care where he is, Albert Anderson, as long as he's up at the front towards the end of it.
Well, Mike Adamson might be putting more fuel in his generator or filling up some more sandbags or something. Maybe this is why he didn't get out there. Yeah, we got several guys from Florida out here. I'm glad you mentioned something about it. And, so far, everybody's good to go. So thank goodness for that, because them hurricanes ain't nothing to mess with.
They're
That
no
one.
fun. No, not pretty. But if you can get the chance to take a break from it all and get to race, that's pretty cool. So hopefully that can happen for them. Yeah, there's so many guys in this field.
Yeah, we had a couple more join. We got 42, it looks like, right now. 42 eligible.
Oh man, that's a lot.
Field, I like it.
I absolutely love it as John Gallagher, one of the new guys racing here this season, out there putting in some qualifying time. Same thing with the 28 of George Rincon. Talk about a guy who's been around since day one, the initiation of this league. He's been driving around with these clowns and trying to pick up that win. He's one to watch out for here later on as qualifying comes to an end and we get ready to get this party started down here on pit lane as the pace truck prepares to guide these guys on out. Let's go ahead and tell everybody the starting grid for the very first race here this season. And that's going to start us off with that 747 of Albert Anderson getting pole position. He's going to have the 753 Jeremiah Burke, his teammate there on his outside. Then you got the 92 of Greg Klein with teammate 01 of Kelly Keel in that second row, starting third and fourth. 82 of Mike Everidge has a pretty good starting spot here tonight, starting up there in fifth. With the 37 of Dustin Reilly, the big show killer, a guy you got to watch out for on these plate tracks as he is extremely talented, starting in that third row, fifth and sixth. You got the 29 of Dave the Mouth Hot Rod Mayberry in that 29 machine. It's seventh with his other teammate there, the 33 of Jess Vaught, starting up there in eighth. 13 of Earl Evans, the sponsored not sponsored car, starting here in ninth with the 58 of Robert Shipman Jr., starting up there inside that top 10. Josh Oxendine returns to the league in the 63 machine to start here in 11th, with David Emig starting here in 12th.
Now the number 1 of David Fight will start inside row 7, and to his outside, one of the originators of this league, Ricky Whitberg, in the 55 truck. Row number 8 is going to be Chad McCabe in the 11, and the 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon to his outside. Jeff Ottinger and Jonathan Wiley make up row number 9. Row number 10 is going to be the 74 of Robert Jordan and the 64 of Trevor Robertson. Let's see here. Who else we got here? Cody Sanderson, the Sandman, in the 88 machine will start 21st. 22nd will be Andrew Player in the 18. And rounding out your top 2 dozen here, the 4 of Deion Jones and the 8 of Tony Pope.
Yeah, the 20 truck Ethan Johnson will start 25th. 57 Russ Endicott, 26th. 728 Timothy Pope's going to work his way to the front from 27th position. Same with the 751 Michael Adamson, there 28th. Cody Tarrant, the 25 truck, will start 29th. 22 Matt Beamer will be 30th. 50 of Gary Godso, 31st. 28 George Rincon. He should work his way to the front. We've seen him do some things. 32nd. 6 Austin Reeves, 33rd. 14 Dustin Eaton, 34th. Number 7 Russ Kilgore will be 35th. 99 Chris Zofeld, 36th. 34 Mike Sobanovsky. I don't know. I hope I got that right. 37th. Yeah. Eastern Bloc. 68 of Dustin Wade will be starting 38th. John Gallagher, 123 machine, 39th. 49 of David Kelly will be 40th. 83 Charlie Herkus, 41. And in the rounding it out, 42nd position, number 5 Jonah Long. That's a lot of trucks, boys.
Ooh, man, it took you all the way down through turn 4 to get that one done. As the lights on the pace car are turned off and we get ready to rumble here for the first time this season here at Daytona. Green flag is out and away we go. Racing here in Vigilante Racing League VRL at Daytona. Side by side, they trundle down past that start-finish line into turns 1 and 2. A great start from both lines here as Albert Anderson and Jeremiah Burke go side by side. The 92 and the 01 pushing each lane individually as well. Everybody getting all stacked and racked and ready to go. Got some people making that early call to drift on down to the apron here, maybe drop back a couple spots.
Yeah, the 13, one of them that moved down onto the apron. He's going to go to the back there. That's Earl Evans.
Number 50, Gary Godso did the same thing.
Thank you. That was Gary Godso. I apologize. Reading's hard.
It is.
It is, as here they come already back across the line, completing the first lap of this season, of this race, of this championship run. These guys are looking strong and mighty. I got a feeling, knowing that there's really nothing up for grabs other than bragging rights for these stage championship, or for the kind of stages in these races. I think these guys are going to be pretty tame here for a little while.
Oh, there's no points involved for the stage? I've been out for a couple weeks, guys. Sorry. You know me.
Well, I know that tonight the 100-lap race is going to be divided into stages this way. Laps 1 through 30. Once the completion of lap 30, that will be the end of stage 1. Then at the completion of a lap 60, that'll be the end of stage 2, and then they'll race it out to the lap 100. That is, if we don't have a green white checker. Complete this race tonight.
These guys really got a good handle on these trucks. I mean, we talk about them being easier to drive. The number 4 looks like he's stepping out a little bit to get some air. There's another truck there doing the same.
Ooh, they're starting to catch a little bit of that grass down there. They got to be careful on how much they try to get these guys room to move on along. A little bit of a kind of gap forming up here right around 20th place, as people maybe trying to do the shuffle game, try to figure out where the incidence is going to be and try to avoid it, because that's the biggest thing, is making sure you can at least get that truck to the very end.
Yeah. But, and like I was saying, though, look how stable they are compared to those Xfinity cars. Were so tough to handle. But they're kind of enjoying this little different change of pace than last season.
Yeah, just kind of go out there and set the cruise and just ride around.
Well, until somebody decides to, ruin your night, bump you into somebody else. We will see that. I think they're just being a little cautious right now.
Well, you know how good these trucks draft. I mean, they suck up to each other in a hurry. And we're going to see some really big runs here probably later on. So far, everybody kind of just out there right now just clicking off laps. They know it's a long race, 250 miles tonight.
And that indeed, as the 99 of Chris Zofeld, he's been slicing and dicing his way up through this field. He's already up 14 spots. You got Mike Sobanovsky up there as well in that 34 machine, doing the same thing, each going spot for spot, fighting for that hard charger of the race award, as these guys continue to climb their way up through this field. Same thing with that 83 of Charlie Herkus.
I'm looking at the 33 right now. Last season's champion, Jess Vaught, in that black and green Monster Energy sponsored machine. If you look, his team, Vigilante Force, are all running Monster Energy themes, so they'll kind of be easy to spot. And that's good for the teams, too. If they have similar paints, they can spot their teammates in a hurry, too, if they're not paying too much attention to that relative screen black box.
Yeah, right now he is side by side with a teammate, the 29 of Hot Rod Mayberry. They've got Greg Klein up in front of them, as we got a big shakeup going on up here at the front, as Jeremiah Burke, he gets a big push from that outside line. We know Kelly Keel, he's able to get those things pushed on up there pretty well. He gets Jeremiah Burke up and out of his way as Jeremiah drops down in front of Albert here, as they continue to tick a laps along. You got Kelly Keel, Dustin Reilly, all up there in the mix, trying to slice and dice their way through here. You got the 58 of Robert Chipman Jr. as well. He's hanging on up there. He's hanging on that back bumper of the 33 right now, as these guys continue to race too wide here at Daytona.
Yeah, I like the paints too. Like you're talking about, their Vigilante paints are awesome. The Goodweiser, look at their tailgates. You'll be able to spot each other out there, which is what you're going to need in a plate track race like this. Sorry, English.
No, you're good, man. I'm glad you pointed that out. Cult of Chaos is doing something similar too. Ricky Wittenberg of D&D Race Graphics paints those trucks, and they all have kind of a similar theme. And I really like that the teams have gotten together and done that this year. It looks great. Carl Anderson says, man, this sim is so realistic looking. It really has come a long way from the old school days of the Papyrus NASCAR games, that's for sure. Chan the Man says, sorry couldn't be there tonight. Haunt season is upon us and been super busy. Go Cult of Chaos. He's
Is he
haunting
like-
people?
is he
Is he
a
a ghost? I don't know.
He could be like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, or like Ducky, or somebody cool. I don't know. Maybe he's got a flamethrower, or like even a chainsaw, just scaring people. I don't know. We'll have to get more
work at a
details.
haunted house or something, or a corn maze.
Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, got turned there. Number 54 just got turned a little bit off the racing surface.
Oh, and that's going to cause a
there's-
checkup in the midfield,
Ooh.
bringing out the caution.
Yeah, that really.
See a 54 in the roster.
Okay, I could be wrong.
I
Let's
must
see
have
here.
missed something. It might be
64.
64. Okay.
Remember, I have taken medication tonight.
Yeah, yeah. You
Right.
got a good reason. Trevor Robertson, 64. One of our returning drivers this season.
So
Oh
the
man, that
number
was a
2,
pile-up.
Ethan Johnson, got into him, and then I don't know what happened behind him there.
Oh, that's all happening right around where the 9 of Jonathan Wiley is. Let's go ahead and take a quick look back as things got a little squirrely back there. Think,
We got
people trying to check
upside
up,
down.
seeing the incident. The 7 goes
Yeah.
around in a little bit of a circle. You got a truck up on its lid. Goodness.
Big time sliding on the roof there.
Oh, I think that was Mike Adamson.
Was it?
It was a green truck, yeah, and he ended up towing to the pit. So Mike Adamson trying to avoid all the chaos down there in Florida and keeping his personal vehicles on the ground. Well, his virtual truck ends up on its roof.
Well, we made it 10 laps before we had, well, I guess technically we completed 9 laps before we had that caution. So, got a few green flag laps in there. These guys got a chance to race around each other a little bit here. A couple of limitless drivers up in front here surrounding a Cult of Chaos driver. Here they come, or Vigilante Force driver, I'm sorry. And looks like we're going to get a bunch of takers coming down pit road here at lap 10.
Yeah, you know, especially the guys up at the front and the fuel percentage that they're running here tonight. You know, 30 lap runs here. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tight on fuel. I'm expecting a bunch of maybe fuel only pit stops here. As yes, that's exactly what happens up here at the front. Jeremiah Burke followed by Albert Anderson. It was a little close down there on pit road between Anderson and Kelly Kill. We'll see how that one shakes on out. Followed by Dustin Reilly, Jess Vaught, Greg Klein, Mike Everidge, and Gary Godso. David Emig. You got Dave Hot Rod Mayberry, Josh Oxendine, Ethan Johnson, and John Gallagher all racing down off of pit lane.
And guys, when you go back and watch this broadcast, if you do, and we're saying your name wrong or something, please let us know. Reach out to us, send us a message or on the Discord there, and we'll make sure and remedy that. We don't want to say anybody's name wrong, especially with so many friends and family and stuff watching. Speaking of, if you're watching tonight and you like what you see, hit that thumbs up button. Give us a little subscribe there, and you'll be able to catch all the racing action. We're going to be pretty busy here doing 5 nights a week. Guys like Adam Strom there follow us wherever we go. We sure appreciate him saying, evening fellas, there are 32 people watching but only 4 likes. Can we get that like hit that like button, folks? Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, you got to hit the buttons. I think that's part of the thing. Push the button.
Push the button.
Yeah, bear with us here as we got a bunch of new names to learn and a bunch of car numbers to learn. So we're on our way though.
Hey, someone we don't really need to learn too much about, as we got to see him a bit last season, is that 8 of Poke Salad Tony Poke. Let's go ahead and let's give him a whistle here. I don't think we talked to him at all last season.
Nope, pull him up.
So here we go. Part of the Wicked Loose Racing team is Tony Poke, driving that number 8 machine, sitting and hanging around in that mid-pack, Tony. Things have seemed pretty calm. I think that last one was due to some checkups and people maybe not 100% paying attention here, but things are looking pretty strong out there at Daytona tonight.
Yeah, I think so. Kind of trying to run up front here. I can't quite get up there. I'm not going to make any crazy moves right now.
Yeah, I think that's a wise policy. We see a bunch of guys that try to be aggressive too quick sometimes during these races, but yeah, you got to click off some laps first before you can get up there. So good on you. Hopefully you can stay in the draft and find some teammates up there and make some good moves tonight.
That's what the plan is. Hey, who's responsible for that crazy nickname you guys gave me?
That's Adam Turner.
Oh, sorry.
I tell you, Adam, we got to
You
talk
don't
about
like-
that.
I mean, it's a great song.
I ain't upset with you. I'm just saying a poke salad's supposed to be something
Yeah,
kinda-
yeah, it's a little different. Yes. we'll talk after the race. You get the race.
We'll have to maybe discuss that.
Good
Maybe
luck
one
to
day
you.
we could talk about that, Adam.
All right, there you go. Good
All
luck
right,
to
buddy.
you. Man, English calls me out right away.
Hey,
It was Adam.
when he
Adam.
said he wants to talk to you about it, I think he might want to do more than talk. You know?
Yeah, we
That's-
might
I'm
have to
just
go to
saying.
the ring.
He's one of the tough
Yeah.
Michigan boys. I don't want to mess with him.
No, I don't think so. Now that he said that, I do think I know the meaning. Oh well, hell, let's start this race, Brown.
Absolutely. As we get down and into that restart zone, away we go. Green flag racing here again. 747 of Albert Anderson side by side, this time on the outside. Gets a little better restart here than Jeremiah Burke. He's got some help. He's going to drift immediately down to that bottom line, jump right back in front of his teammate, Jeremiah Burke. As you got Dustin really on that far outside lane. He's going to have the 33 of Jess Vaught and 92 of Greg Klein trying to catch up to him. So we got teammates working with teammates here. Ooh, little bit of a body shove there. I think that was the 01 of Kelly Keel jumping up into the mix outside there as well. So Vigilante Force getting all grouped up as we get ready to put more laps down here from Daytona.
Thank you so much, Ryan Williford on YouTube, for letting us know that it's Oxendine. That's the driver of the 63, not Oxendine. It's Oxendine. Thank you so much for letting us know. Most of the time we just call him Ox, but now we know how to say it right. Thank you very much for that.
Saying that wrong for a long
I
time.
was about to say,
Yeah, we
it's
have.
been about 2 years. Goodness gracious, as we
Yeah.
have some mixing and matching going on. About 12 guys up here in this kind of like main little group. Then we got a little bit of a gap, but people still hanging on to the draft. We heard it from Tony there, just being patient, not making anything crazy moves-wise, as you know, it is so early in this race, and there's really no bonus points to be had for these stages. It's really more or less just bragging rights as these guys continue to try to trickle their way on up. Like that 5 of Jonah Long, he's now up 18 spots. He's sitting there on that bottom line, just making moves, sitting tight, and allowing things to come to him here.
Yeah, Edith Anderson, what a great question. She says, they're gonna be using the trucks all season instead of the cars. Yes, ma'am. They made the change to go. They made the decisions to go back to the trucks. I guess they liked, thought it was more competitive. You know, the Xfinity car is a little bit harder to drive, less downforce, a little more power, but they really love racing the trucks, so they went back to it this season.
Well, I think they're just playing a trick on us over there with Oxen. The old Ox man, I don't know what we're going to call him now. We're going to have to clarify that with him himself.
Oh, gotta wiggle, little
Well, if he
push,
finishes
pusher
on the
action,
podium.
wrecking up at the front. Oh, staying green as everyone tries to dodge around some slower moving traffic, and there comes the yellow.
Michael Everidge was on the grass when I saw the camera first switched over to it, how he ended up down there, but that could have been a heck of a lot worse, guys. That's part of the advantage to running these trucks. A little bit easier to save during a near accident like that.
It looked like, was it Albert Anderson kind of gave a shove to Jess Vaught, and then kind of pushed him up the track.
Man, it was a very close call to say the least. I think it was just maybe some push the pusher action going on here. Let's see if we can't get our not sponsored chopper camera to come on out here and make an appearance for the first time here tonight. I got some wiggling and waggling. Oh, and just bumper's not quite lined up. I think Albert thought he was leaving a little bit more space there. for that 33 machine as he was trying to recover and drift back down to that bottom line. But that, oh no, excuse me, that wasn't what happened. That was the 37 Aurelie who was getting all loose and squirrely, ended up going up into that 33 Avant.
Okay, so you caught a little bit more beforehand.
Oh, we did have some people slide sideways as well. I think that's what ended up eventually pulling out that caution, as I think it was the 728 of Timothy Pope was the one that was pretty much all the way sideways here.
That's not something you usually see. It just looked like a bump that they just weren't square. That's it.
Got that 9 of, excuse me, is it the 9? Might have been the 99. I don't know. No, it was the 9. Jonathan Wiley trying to check up as they were trickling down to the apron there, and just caught a little piece of Timothy Pope. But again, as you guys were saying, man, these trucks are much more stable, and you're able to save it. Because, man, that definitely, I don't want to say should have, but it definitely could have been a lot worse.
Got a few guys coming in down on pit road to take advantage of the caution. All right, Ryan Williford was messing with his buddy Ox. It is Oxendine. We had it right the first time.
Yeah, pulled one over on us.
Yeah, at least he got that in on his buddy, though.
Yeah.
Of course, Derek Welch comes on and says that was pretty bogus. Roger Pierce said he likes to be called OxyClean, though. I don't know. Might be, hey. Oh, that's Roger Pierce saying that. Yeah. He likes to be called OxyClean. Well,
Yeah,
see, now we're going to have to fact check and verify everything they tell us now. They're already fibbing.
Well, I'll call that Zuckerberg guy. He'll let us know.
Yeah.
That guy always tells the truth.
Got a direct number, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I know him personally. I'll handle it.
And so with all of that crazy action going on up at the front, Kelly Keel, he was the opening race winner last season, finds himself up at the front here. Gonna get this party restarted here in just a couple of laps, and still got some people making some big moves like that 6 of Austin Reeves. Holy smokes, already up 22 spots. Same thing with John Gallagher. He's up 23 driving that 1-2-3 machine. Goodness, this is a lot of people making the moves here.
So I figured something out. We saw the 13 earlier that was dropping down below the double yellow. That's actually the 18 of Andrew Player. He's showing up as 13 on my screen. That's why I was kind of confused there. Andrew Player, one of our rookie drivers back there in 22nd place, driving the 18 machine, even though it's painted as the 13.
Oh, when that happens, that always makes it clear as mud out here trying to watch these things.
Don't worry.
Yeah, first race.
I'm going to say, don't worry about it. I've got it marked as the 18 and showing the 18, so it's all good on my screen at least.
Oh, well. Maybe English doesn't have the right screen pulled up.
I don't know.
He's probably watching a whole nother race.
But we are speaking of the number 13, the hashtag sponsored, not sponsored machine of Earl Evans, joins us as always on those driver cams. You can kind of see a real life perspective of what these drivers are doing. Right now, it seems to have a itchy head and trying to get things all under control, because when this thing goes back to green flag racing, he's going to have a heck of a time here trying to just keep that thing straight in line with the rest of this traffic.
You didn't catch him on camera eating pizza again, did you?
No, I didn't this time. That's the.
Now, hopefully we get a few more drivers this season with the face cams in. That's always fun to watch.
It always is. As lights on that pace truck are off, we're going to go back to green flag racing here in just a second. As here he goes down and across into pit lane, and here we go. Green flag racing once again from Daytona. Man, oh man, look at the light bulbs flashing from the crowd. They're all excited to see these guys put on a show here tonight. All being led right now by Kelly Keel and Jeremiah Burke. A great start there from both drivers. It looks like that 747, oh no, as Dustin Wade has a little bit of an issue kind of towards the back of the field here.
Yeah, a little bit of shuffling around too. Guys trying to get down to that inside line. I guess that's kind of the preferred line here with these trucks at Daytona. We don't see a lot of momentum being kept up on that outside or kind of middle of the track line like we did at Talladega last week in another league. Goodness. Here comes a big run by the 14. 5 right behind him. As soon as they catch Jack the Ripper Dixon, they have to check up a little bit. Now the inside line with the momentum, the 18 and the 92 of Greg Klein right there.
Wrecking back here.
Oh, man.
01. Ooh. Yeah, it's iRacing cautions, and they're not calling the cautions, which is strange.
Wow, that's crazy that iRacing didn't throw it. So the admins did throw it because for some reason or another, iRacing didn't think a big pileup was reason enough to throw a caution. That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this is a trial thing. They're doing this. They're trying this out this season, trying to let iRacing throw all the cautions. But if it ends up being a garbage show, they're gonna go back to the way they were doing it.
And where did you say that one started, guys? We were riding around with Sabanovsky there.
I didn't see the beginning. I didn't.
Well, Albert Anderson was involved. Let's see.
Oh, okay, I see it. Way up there at the front. He was trying to follow, maybe get Jeremiah Burke down, and that just caused a big block up there on the racetrack as the just everybody trying to check up and slow down. Everybody heading down to the apron, trying to maybe even cut through the grass just to make sure they try to stay out of all that mess. But man, because Daytona's one of those tracks. Once when you get stopped, man, like Ricky Wittenberg here, you can see he's having an issue trying to get that truck. It was pointed at the wall a little bit, but was still in that corner. That truck didn't want to turn back to the left because of the banking.
Well, luckily they have 2 fast repairs here.
Once you get parked on that hill like that and you break the tires loose, it's really difficult to get that thing straight down the track here. Well, 10 laps per caution? Is that kind of what the going rate is here?
This one came out a little quicker. I think these guys have been doing a good job, though. I think that time might have been an issue with Albert Anderson's spotter, maybe not here, in that he had the truck inside and was trying to drift down that track with Jeremiah here, but that door had gotten closed. And that's going to shake things up throughout this field a good bit because a lot of people were involved in that one.
Yeah, it's never good when it happens up front. That tends to collect a lot more folks.
That's why when you qualify, if you don't qualify in the front couple of rows, just fall to the back. Just fall.
And so we would like to remind people we will not be doing a fan of the race here this season. Just how the league wants to do things. However, we will always love and keep your comments coming and shout you guys out personally out here on that race chat here. We appreciate each and every single one of you for coming out, watching these guys put laps down here tonight, and have a good fun time here racing this season, because this season looks like it's going to be pretty fun. We got a long one here tonight with the 100 laps, but for most of the other races they're going to be right around 150 miles long, and things will be moving by pretty quickly over there.
Yes, they will. Dustin Wade, driver of the 68 truck, one of our rookies this season, is getting with us over there on YouTube. He says, I had to back out of this race, having a terrible connection issue right now. Well, Dustin, hopefully we'll be able to see you next week a little more. Glad you chose this league to run with. Seems like these guys have quite a bit of fun out there.
Yeah, this is a Daytona, so it's going to be more laps tonight. So that's fun. It's the season opener. It's the Super Bowl.
That it is. As the lights on that pace truck get turned off, we're going to have people trying to shuffle their way around, get into their proper starting spots. Jeremiah Burke and the one of David Fite, they're going to be starting side by side. Chad McCabe, Cody Sanderson. Then you got Cody Tarrant. You got Andrew Player up there again. You got Greg Klein, Jonah Long, Mike Sobanowski, Earl Evans, all up inside this top 10, trying to finish out stage number 1 here.
Reminder, stage 1 will end at the end of lap 30. Six more laps when these let's go green here in that pace truck Chevy Silverado down in the road.
That's it. Yeah, there it comes as they enter into this tri-oval here once again. Green flag is waving. Back to racing we go, side by side by side. A bunch of trucks here racing tonight. Jeremiah Burke getting a great restart there. Problem is the 11 of Chad McCabe leaving a good chunk of space there. He's going to be able to close that gap. Will he be able to close that gap before that outside line gets a big run? We'll just have to wait and see as the 88 of Cody Sanderson, he's pushing that one to fight as hard as he can there, getting that outside line up and running here.
Yeah, Sandman with a heck of a push there. He's going to push the one up front. He can't quite clear that lead car or lead truck himself, but he'll be the leader of that outside line with Andrew Player now pushing him. Dustin Wade says, Team Tang up to 8th. Go out there and get it, Jonah. Jonah Long up there. Currently running in the 5th position now as they cross the line.
As you can see, these guys put in some great laps and great times here. As let's go ahead and see what the dashboard and the inputs from these drivers kind of look like the 25 of Cody Tarrant. Doing 182, 183 miles an hour down this back straightaway. And guys, he's lifting a little bit here, just making sure he doesn't get too much up onto that 11 truck right there in front of him.
Yeah, we talked about how these trucks draft, and that lead truck's wide open, as you know, and the guys that are running behind him, especially running real tight with him there, they might be running 75% throttle. Maybe even a little bit less at times, just trying to maintain a healthy, small gap there. I think the 11 is being extra careful here. He's leaving a big gap in front of him. I think if we get the lower line, if they kind of crowd up a little bit better, they'll be able to make a little bit more time. But they're still staying in front of the outside line, which has been pretty tight, at least the front 5 trucks on the outside line.
Oh, yeah, that 753 at Jeremiah Burke, man, he is on that back bumper of the one of David Fite as pretty much as tight as you can absolutely get it. You can even see him closing up in here on the corners, and I think that's what's giving that inside line that big pull right now is the fact that Jeremiah Burke is putting in a big chunk of effort and focus right now to keep these guys up to speed in and through these corners.
Well, the 2 got down on the apron a little bit and got a little wiggly, but was able to save it. Yeah, we talk a lot about the 01 of Kelly Keel being one of the best pushers around in pretty much damn near any league. But Jeremiah Burke showing that he has that skill set as well, as now the 11 truck there sneaks right in behind him. A lot more trucks on that lower line. Is after all shorter distance around the racetrack.
And that it is, as you can see here from the kind of rear camera view of David Fight, just how close these guys are running. Just remember, everybody, that the gap difference between first and let's call it 20th is inside a second and a half. So you got 20 trucks all taking up a very tight amount of space here, while all traveling at dang near 190 miles an hour as this stage is coming close to closing.
And Lee Tovar says, yee! And Tabs 6 pulling for Team Tang out there. I love the new teams. I love it when we get a bunch of new drivers in. Cool new team names.
Yes. Side by side they go as they cross the line here on lap 30. They're going to be completing this stage here in just over 2 miles as David Fight leads that bottom line with Jeremiah Burke in tow. Here comes that high line. They're finally picking up a little bit of steam. The 18 trying to give a big push to that 88 right now. It's here comes Jeremiah Burke, almost 3 wide. Oh, they're going to be kind of splitting everything up as things get slicey and dicey here. Someone getting left out there in the middle as we're almost going to be 3 wide kind of here in row number 3. Oh, they've figured it out.
Oh, the 25's around. Got involved with the 11. Yellow's out. Oh, the leader got spun. The one machine. David Fight goes around. That'll leave Sandman here. Looks like he'll be scored. Cody Sanderson, I'm sorry, is going to be your stage winner. That is the end of the stage according to race control.
Let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened here with because it's kind of started around where Cody Tarrant was in that 25. Oh, just the 11 and the 25's bumpers were not quite squared up as they made contact there in the middle of the corner. Let's jump back up to that chopper as just tight racing there and snags that rear end of the 25 machine. That causes some big issues behind him. Everybody trying to check on up. Oh man, even the 37 of Dustin really getting all wadded up in that one. Same thing with the 83 of Charlie Herkus. I think trying to see who Jess Vaught taking his time, making sure he got through it pretty safely here. I think the 20 of Austin Johnson did a pretty good job of kind of staying pretty clean through here. Let's take a ride from his perspective here as that wreck happened. Oh, he got back right into the back of Everidge, and that sent Everidge up to the moon. But yeah, it looks like that one of David Fight was able to save it towards the tail end of that. Let's kind of see what happened as everybody was wrecking behind him here. Oh, it was 3 wide. Ah, there was just a little bit of netcode. I don't know if they were going to make contact anyway, but he and Jeremiah Burke get into a little bit of an incident there with the netcode, and that sends them on along. And as you say, I think what was it? Cody Sanderson ended up picking up that stage win.
Yes, that is correct. Sandman in the 88 machine with the stage win, up 20 positions so far in this race. 30 laps. Go from 21st to 1st. Doing something right out there. Jeremiah Burke will cross in 2nd place and rounding out your top 3 there. Andrew Player. Check out Earl Evans. Earl Evans finished in the top 5. He'll finish 4th here in the first stage. And David Fight, who was probably went across sideways or backwards there as he was spun, will round out your top 5 in the stage.
Man, so great racing all around. Of course, that entire kind of stuff got all mixed up. Albert Anderson not coming down into the pits that time as everybody was making their pit stops here, just waiting for this field to catch back up to the pace car. And we could talk to that stage winner, the 88 of Sanderson, once when he kind of sees what he's got to do here.
Sounds good.
Part of Who's Your Daddy Racing. That's a great name. I love that.
That always reminds me of, remember Kindergarten Cop? Remember Arnold Schwarzenegger
yeah.
first day teaching kindergarten, telling the kids, "We're gonna play a game. Who is your daddy and what does he do?" Remember that?
Yeah. Oh god, great movie, classic, American classic. As we get ready to kind of get things all re-racked and stacked here, let's go ahead and talk to that 88 machine of Cody Sanderson picking up that stage win. Pretty much just bragging rights for that stage win, Cody, but still a heck of a fight down there. I think you got a little lucky with some stuff going on down underneath you, but that outside line, as long as you guys stayed pretty close together here, looked like you guys were able to get a pretty good run.
Oh yeah, it started coming around there towards the end. I thought I was gonna get a good push to the front, but all that started going on underneath me, and then they threw the yellow.
Well, good to see you out here running, Sandman. What kind of fuel mileage y'all getting out there? How many laps do you think you could stretch that tank to if we do get a long green flag run?
Man, I don't know. I wish I was good enough to pay attention to fuel on these things, but
I always played it by ear myself. You know, I just kind of made up my strategy as I went along.
I just do follow the leader on these things.
Well,
Good deal,
Unless
man.
I'm leading.
well, either way, man, you're looking pretty good out there tonight, getting that little bit of a stage win, and we look forward to seeing this rest of the race here, man.
Sweet, I appreciate it, guys.
One of our new drivers. Talking to the new guys, see what they're all about.
That indeed. Up as it looks like they're gonna delay it. Make sure everybody goes and gets back around and stack back up. So we're gonna get one more lap of caution lap here and get this second stage up and underway. And while we do that, I'm gonna take a quick step away from the computer. So English, talk about our great sponsors here tonight.
Yeah, let's talk about them. D&D Race Grafix. That's Grafix spelled Grafix. You can find him over on Facebook. That's Ricky Wittenberg. He paints one heck of a race car. He's painted a lot of the trucks you see out here in the field tonight and every Wednesday night. So if you need iRacing paint done, get a hold of Ricky Wittenberg, D&D Race Graphics on Facebook. Also need to talk about his real estate business. He is a real estate agent for Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. Don't hesitate to give him a call. He can help you find a house no matter where you're at in the United States. He has a vast network of agents that can help you whether you're buying or selling. I don't see the phone number up on the screen. There it is. It's area code 423-444-0454. Keller Williams, Johnson City, Tennessee. Ricky Wittenberg, tell him AAA Broadcasting sent you. That guy does a lot for this league as far as purses and stuff like that. It'd be really awesome if we could help get him a little bit of business and some commission money to kind of offset that. Ricky's been a friend of this league since the beginning. So definitely show him a little bit of love as it looks like our Chevy Silverado pace truck is diving on down.
That it is as we go back to green flag racing here. 747 of Albert Anderson getting a huge jump there. Maybe a little miscommunication with his teammate 753 Jeremiah Burke on exactly when these guys were going to get up and running. But green flag racing nonetheless here in stage number 2. We're going to be racing to the completion. Oh, as we had some sparks there. Ethan Johnson going for a wild. Oh my goodness, we're going to have a quick caution here.
Yeah. Rincon was around. I didn't see what else happened here. Let's take a look.
Let's go on back. I saw some sparks pop up on the side of the screen here, and looks like, oh man, the 20 just getting snagged up there. Oh, someone made a jump.
Have a good night, Carl Anderson. Sorry you couldn't stay up for the whole race. Go Team Albert Anderson.
Man, Dustin really not having the best of luck here tonight. He gets snagged up in another one going for a wild ride, mowing some lawn down there.
Yeah, it was 2 incidents in one. Looked like.
What was
Oh yeah.
the other one that you saw there?
28, but the 4 was involved. I think it was a checkup deal, and I think George Rincon just got kind of waxed as he's minding his own business down low.
Secondary accidents will come and get you. They do have league rules in place about ARCA braking and stuff like that. So that's meant to help kind of clean up some of the accidents, the secondary stuff that we see on checkups when the yellow flag comes out. These guys have been pretty good about it so far tonight. We haven't seen a whole lot of the secondary wrecks happening. Edith Anderson with another great question. Are the new drivers establishing their own teams, or are they joining teams already established? We've seen both. Some guys coming in, forming new teams. There's a 5-truck limit on teams this season. So there are some guys filling slots on existing teams, but it's up to the drivers. They can go where they want, basically. They're not really drafted into a team. They can race with whoever they want to race with, which is a really cool deal. I love the team concept in this oval NASCAR racing.
Yeah,
It adds a whole new dimension.
For example, we can do a little bit of a team rundown right now. We got Kelly Keel, Dave the Mouth Mayberry, you got Dustin Reilly, Greg Klein, and Jess Fott all racing for Vigilante Force here this season. Then you got Dustin Eaton, David Kelly, Jonah Long, and Dustin Wade for Team Tang, putting it on out there here tonight. You got Tim Pope, Albert Anderson, Jeremiah Burke, all driving for that Limitless Motorsports team. Mike Adamson is also part of that team, but I'm going to say he probably lost power down there in that Sanford, Florida area, as he is no longer connected and not on Discord right now. So, Mike, hope everything's all right for you there. Then we got RAR Motorsports. We got Matt Beamer, Austin Reeves, Charlie Herkis, the 22-6 and the 83. Cult of Chaos missing a few members here, but they've got the 50 of Gary Godso back. Ricky Wittenberg coming back as well. Nobody in the No Hands Racing League team right now. We got Wicked Loose with Russ Kilgore trying to keep all 4 wheels on the ground here tonight. Same thing with the 76 of Jeff Ottinger and the 8 of Tony Polk. Sim Spec Esports, we got Cody Tarrant, Mike Sabanovsky, and Chris Zofeld all racing there. You got Who's Your Daddy with Robert Jordan, Cody Sanderson, and Jonathan Wiley. And just so people understand, it's Hoosier, as in like the tire brand. Hoosier. You got HIS with David Fite, Earl Evans, and Dion Jones. Team Goodweiser making its return. George Goodweiser, Rincon, Jack the Ripper Dixon, Josh Oxendine, Trevor Robertson, and Mike Everidge for there. And then Jailbreak Motorsports right now, the only team member, at least in the correct Discord channel, is that 57 of Russ Endicott.
Good to see old Russ come back. It's running the is he running the Jack Daniels truck? I think I saw him earlier.
It's hard to keep up with all these paints. We'll get used to them eventually.
And then they'll change them.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Well, Kilgore always has that Rod Baker Ford.
Oh yeah, Rod Baker Ford dealership out there running that Mustang. Now running an F-150.
Oh, Endicott. Is that the paint you were looking for?
Yeah, 57.
Yeah, 57. White Line Fever. Motorhead. Motorhead truck.
As the pace car comes back down into pit lane here, let's see if the communication's a little better between the Limitless teammates here. And it looks like it is as they start side by side. Green flag racing here once again, lap 39 here tonight. Anderson and Burke side by side. You got Earl Evans still hanging on up there with his weather alert unlucky / lucky 13. Not sponsored machine. Man, we gotta think of a better name for Earl Evans here. Is we got the 9 of Jonathan Wiley up there as well. You got David Fight, Charlie Herkis all making moves. That 99 is Chris Zofeld up 28 spots right now, hanging around there. Jonah Long up 37, still hanging around up at the front.
Oh, wow. Jonah Long having a hell of a race out here for his debut here at Vigilante Racing League. Yeah, 13th. He's got a nickname on his windshield banner up there. Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
He just wants to hear Florida Man stories.
That's what, yeah, he loves those headlines. These guys are staying pretty clean up here. I'm very impressed at how they're running up here in the front right now. Fight in that number 1 with a healthy gap in front of him. Let's see if he'll close that up at all. Tighten up that inside line. The outside line is running pretty well right now, staying even.
And that they
English,
are.
I'm sorry, Brown. Go ahead.
No, just agreeing with English.
Oh, well, I had a question for English since I'm kind of off my game tonight. What is ARCA braking? You mentioned ARCA braking earlier.
Okay,
What is that?
so that's...
Oh, Earl Evans, you ain't clear, buddy, as he tries to follow that 753 on down. Problem is that 747 of Albert Anderson was sitting right there. That's giving a big checkup through that second line on that outside. Is able to hang on to it, though, but things got dicey.
Yeah, it did. All right, English, sorry.
Well, think about ARCA braking like this. It's days of thunder when there's a big wreck in front of you, and they're saying, well, just drive through the smoke, just try to punch it through, race back around until the yellow comes out. I don't know why they call it ARCA braking. That's just what I've seen it called. I guess I need to do some research on that because I know what it is, but not why. Why they call it that. Maybe somebody out there in the YouTube chat knows, but I sure as hell don't. I just know that's what they refer to it as. Guys are not checking up, even though there's wrecking going on in front. They just kind of, I used to call it the bowling ball move. You just go through there and try to barrel it right through the middle.
Yeah, drive through the smoke.
Yeah.
Use somebody else as a brake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they won't be there the time you get to them.
I was gonna say, isn't that rule of thumb? If you go where the smoke is, the car ain't. Usually, that's a. I heard that like 15 years
Always
ago or
worked
something.
out that way.
Well, either way, little beating and banging going on. You got the 18 Andrew Player sifting on up to that high line, cutting right in front of that 13 machine. Rejoining that high line as it regroups its speed here. You still have those teammates of Burke and Anderson nose to tail. Anderson on got about 4 laps fewer of fuel. Something to watch out for here is he might end up, if this thing goes green the rest of the way and no one comes down into the pits, he might have to make a pit stop all on his lonesome, and that is not what you want to do as Earl Evans gets kind of shuffled out of the pack here.
Yeah, Earl's into the wall a little bit there, but he's going to hold it up there and wait for these guys to go by. He's still got trucks coming.
Why are they so mean to Earl?
Who's being mean?
I don't know.
And, of course, scrubbing that outside wall, man, it took a lot of speed off of that truck. He's really having to fight now and tuck back down, which he's doing right behind the 58 machine, who is a lap down. Excuse me, that might have been the 68. No, might have been the... I don't know who it was. There's someone in front of him helping him to...
Some guy.
Catch... It was the 58 of Robert Shipman trying to help him get back and up to speed here. But, yeah,
Pretty wide with Player up here.
Man,
99 sorry, I blanked on his name. Zofeld, I'm sorry.
Zoltar.
Was stuck on the outside. Zolt. I keep on saying Blofeld, like from James Bond. That's not
Yeah, so it's first race for us too, guys.
Yeah,
We got to
sorry,
get
guys.
everybody's names and cars and numbers, and it isn't as easy as we make it look. Obviously, Of course, we don't really make it look that easy. That was a joke, but it's tough out here. You got this many trucks on the track, new names, new numbers, new cars. We're all kind of struggling.
Yeah,
together.
give us a little bit of bear with us a little bit here.
Just a little slack.
Josh Bittner, yesterday's birthday boy from the other race there in the other league, says, as a guy that sponsored an ARCA car, he said there's a great reason why they named it after the ARCA series. Well, I guess that's your answer right there. Those guys are hungry. They just want to make every spot they can, trying to move up through the different series. But he also says, best of luck to my friends over in VRL this season. Lots of new faces. Should be a fun season to watch. 100% agree there, Josh. So far, so good tonight. This many trucks, they're still keeping the cautions at a reasonable level.
They're just getting in the groove, kind of like us. I mean, it's going to happen.
Out of 42 trucks that started this race, we still have 40 of them still running, and the 2 that disconnected, it wasn't due to any truck issues or racing issues. It was due to connection and power issues, I got a feeling. So these guys are running strong and running hard, which is what we like to see here at Daytona. Lap 46 going on to 47 now as they hurry up and cross that line. That outside line kind of falling apart now as everybody kind of shuffle on down, making it single file a little bit.
And we got a big fat group of trucks right here from Zofeld in the 99 back to Beamer in the 22. They're all up, 20 spots up to 30 spots. These guys are the movers. I mean, that group of trucks right there has been moving up all night long.
Yeah. They're looking real good, but is it too early? You know what I mean? Is it too early to move up that far?
Well, I mean, they're staying single file for the most part on the inside line. You got a couple guys running the outside, but yeah, this group, it seems like they're being very careful, very consistent. Not a ton of aggression. They're leaving a decent gap in front of them. They're just out there clicking off laps until it starts getting close here towards the end. We're not even halfway.
They're just taking what's given to them, looks like.
Oh, yeah.
And they're doing pretty well. A lot of them brand new guys to the league.
Sobanovsky, one of them, too, yeah.
Brand new to iRacing for sure, but brand new to the league. Good to see them out there making a name for themselves in VRL.
Dustin Eaton in the 14, also up 21 spots, sitting in 13th right now. Austin Reeves, the 6 machine, back in 19th, up 14 spots. Got to talk about some of these guys that are brand spanking new. Moving in a positive direction.
Man, we could.
Not so for the 01 of Kelly Keel. He's slipped 21 spots. 01, not having a very good night, but he's still on the lead lap, though. Go ahead, Brown. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm a little bit long-winded.
No, it's all right. I was going to say, if we keep talking about the new guys, man, we won't have anything else to talk about because there's so much to mention about these guys. But I wouldn't worry too much here about Kelly Keel. He knows a thing or two about this plate track racing. He's teamed up right now with the teammate of 33, Jess Vaught, hanging around up there. Still kind of about mid-pack, but kind of to mention about this, is it too soon to move up, man? The way I would look at it here in these stages, man, stage number 1, just get your feet under you, kind of get into the groove, don't worry about anything. Stage number 2, that's when you maybe start making some moves, working your way up to the front, so that way you're in a pretty good spot here for stage number 3.
Well, and you can look at it this way, too. Correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, but you've got a yellow coming in 10 laps, right? So as long as you stay on the lead lap, you're going to be there, when they re-rack and stack everything at lap 61, they'll run a couple of caution laps. For 63, they'll do a restart. So as long as you stay on the lead lap here, you still got a shot.
Yeah, you're on the lead lap here. We've seen it time and time again. I think we saw some of that last night in our race we did. Champ to chump to champ. I mean, these plate tracks, there a lot of people hate them, a lot of people love them. You definitely have opinion about them if you're into racing. But I can tell you the one thing they do produce is pretty awesome results at the end of the thing.
Oh, little blink there from that 747, but the one of David Fite gets out of line just a little bit. I was going to mention something about that as they got some lap traffic down there on the apron. But the one of fight, he was kind of kept drifting up and up and up to that wall. Eventually, yeah, people kind of bit him a little bit there and tucked down underneath him, sending him up even higher. He's thankfully now got that 9 of Jonathan Wiley there in front of him. But again, that's top line, man. It's falling apart a little bit. As we got some green flag pit stops happening right now before we get to that stage.
Yep, we got a couple of teammates, Beamer and
Hercus.
83 Hercus. Thank you, sir.
Looks like
well, that's interesting.
Looks like the 1, 2, 3 of Gallagher is going to join them down there as well.
Now, how many of these guys are going to pit right before the pits close at lap, 58? I think they close it 2 laps before the end of the stage.
Wasn't Gallagher the guy that smashed all the watermelons?
Watermelons, yeah, with the giant hammer.
I don't know why that was funny.
I don't know. I liked it when I was a little kid.
Yeah, it was just.
Oh, here we go. We're gonna have
more.
a big chunk of people coming on down. Jeremiah Burke, Albert Anderson jumping on down. Same thing with Jonah Long. We got a pack of about 5 or 6 trucks making their way on down. You got to remember, these guys last pitted on lap 31. Yeah, we did get a caution after that. However, these guys probably are looking at it and thinking they're going to be very close, if not going to make it on fuel. So I think we're going to see some green flag pit stops here in this stage.
Yeah, definitely. Is that Osborne, Jonathan Osborne, joining us here?
Yes, sir. Chachi over there on Facebook. Or YouTube, I'm sorry. Thanks for joining us, Chachi. Can't wait to see him back out on the track.
Yeah, I think he's having technical issues.
Some computer issues
He's
going.
going to square away, get back out here, and start whipping everybody's tail. That's what he's going to start doing.
As here we go. Got more teammates drifting on down into pit lane here. Ooh. You got Sabanovsky, Player, Zofeld, Tarrant, and Oxendine working their way on down into pit lane here. So everybody kind of coming in piecemeal here. Not the one big mob of trucks that we've seen in years past. So everyone kind of figuring out who they're trying to work with here and who's gonna come on out of this one unscathed. And at the end of this, though, these guys up at the front right now that are still running side by side, they gotta be careful on this, because if they pit too late, they're gonna lose a lot of positions from all the guys working their way back around.
Cody Tarrant, black flag, the Texas native in the 25 car, was speeding on pit road, so he'll be sitting there a while with the penalty. Ooh, Yahtzee, I'm sure he wasn't counting on that penalty.
Oh no, Earl Evans coming down pit road with no help around him. He's gonna have to really fight to stay on the lead lap before the end of this stage.
Well, that's a dangerous move. I guess he had no options. Just gotta hopefully he can fight it out and get to the end of this stage and stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, that one of David Fight continuing to put lead laps in here. He's got the 37 of Dustin really fighting his way back up through the crowd. Oh, little bit of contact as they're catching up to some lap traffic here. Oh boy, this is going to be dangerous. Oh, thankfully, that lap traffic does dive down to the apron here and letting everybody on around, because, I mean, we're talking a 20, almost 25, 30 mile an hour difference here between these guys in the pack and those guys kind of running solo.
Well, that's a bad feeling when you're out there solo and the lead pack is barreling down on you in your rear view. Not a fun place.
So we take a ride here with David Emig as he makes a move up to that high side. He's going to tuck in behind a truck there in front of him. Looks like that, trying to read the name of that. That's David Kelly there in front of him. Part of that orangutan team trying to make some moves here late as we got more people coming on down pit road. Trevor Robertson, Mike Everidge, Jess Vaught, Kelly Keel, Ricky Wittenberg, and Russ Kilgore all making the dive down onto pit road. So it's going to be a matter of who saved, who didn't, who's able to make it to the end, who has to pit here in the final 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah, that's what Albert Anderson's saying out here. on the YouTubes, pit strategy is a real chess match, isn't it? Yeah, it is, especially at a track like this. And you want to have your friends' input, your partner, your team input to try to figure that thing out. Nine's calling out a pit. Wiley, he will be pitting next.
And he just got clear of the one to drift on down to the front and bottom line as he makes his way on down. Looks like he's going to be a solo guy coming on in as the 63 of Josh Oxendine runs fastest lap of the race back here in 28th. He's found himself in a big chunk of traffic to help him get back up to speed. He's still got that massive amount of trucks up here at the front. 88 of Cody Sanderson up there in the mix here again. 6 at Austin Reeves as well. As here comes that high line with a big charge. Oh, maybe some turbo tunnel action going on. Oh, he just makes it on out there. I think that's the 20 of Ethan Johnson.
The 9 of Jonathan Wiley. He had his brakes locked up, and he was sideways when he came across the cone. No black flag yet for him.
Still a bunch of pitters and almost getting run off the track there.
And David Fite,
Sanderson.
David Fite and Cody Sanderson all coming on down into pit lane. Dustin Really, he last pitted on lap 36 with Ethan Johnson, Austin Reeves, Chad McCabe, Robert Jordan, David Emig, Timothy Pope, and Gary Godso as well. So these guys, I think they can make it to the end. It was just those guys that pitted on lap 31 that I think they were the ones that you really had to worry about it.
Now the pits are closed. Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, it's just interesting. Like Albert Anderson Jr. was saying, it's real chess match when it comes to the fuel strategy, pit strategy, all that stuff at these tracks.
As here we go side by side, the yellow and white flags are waving right now. 1 lap left in this stage. They'll be racing down and across the line with Dustin Really out in front of Austin Reeves and Ethan Johnson as they've got even more drivers in tow here. Thankfully, it looks like Jeremiah Burke is going to be able to stay on the lead lap by not that much, only about 20 seconds because these guys are making laps around here in about 50. Oh, we got a car going down through the grass. That was Ethan Johnson breaking loose as they continue to battle it out up here at the front, down through turns 3 and 4. Coming out of 4 now and into the tri-oval. It's going to be a drag race. Oh, as here comes Timothy Pope down into the pits. Pit lane's close, though. As there they go across the line, and that is stage number 2 in the books with 37 of Dustin Really picking up that stage win.
So you got a couple guys that are running out of fuel here. I think that's why you're seeing trucks duck onto a closed pit road. Keep in mind the penalty for entering a closed pit is only an EOL. So it might be worth it to you to not tow. You know what I mean?
That's a great point. It's definitely worth it if you're running out of fuel. I mean, you have no choice, and you're right there.
Oh,
So-
guys running out of gas all over the track. 37 calling out. That's about the 4th machine I've heard that run out of gas.
There you go.
For him, he's going to have the pits closed as well because they got to still catch up to that pace truck.
Tony Pope looks like he's out of fuel on pit lane. Looks like he's just rolling in there.
You got to ride that clutch, and if you can't make it, you'll have a short tow. Hopefully it won't be as long. Dustin really picking up a stage win, though, here. Somebody needs to run a gas can out to the man.
Everybody's out of gas.
Reeves as well. Finishing 1-2.
And we're going to let everything kind of cycle around here while these guys are trying to figure out what's going on. I keep getting
The pace truck.
Oh, the 01 just turned somebody around.
The pace truck's just sitting there. Hadn't got on the track yet.
Chipman is the one that went around right there going into the pits.
There comes the. Oh, look at that thing. The pit truck is sliding around like he's about to hijack some liquor store in Dallas or something. Finally doing his job.
Well, Rebecca Smith, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Of course, cheering for Hunter Smith last night in that HCK Beagles race. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Oh, Derek, saying that's bogus for real. I thought you were playing construction sim, man. You know what? I told you next time you were playing that to let me know so I can go watch y'all stream. But of course you're going to do it right in the middle of a race that we're broadcasting. Shame on you, Derek. Shame. But we'll see his league rank back up on Friday nights. Eric Welch in the Numb Thumbs Racing League. Running, Fridays and Sundays and Mondays.
I don't know what happened there, Brown. Can you figure out what happened with that pace truck? I mean,
I think it's got to deal with, the leader's got to cross a certain point on the track. Well, when they're running out of fuel, it's tough to do so.
okay.
That's it.
So I think that's what kind of caused a bit of that mass confusion as Jeremiah Burke finds his way down onto pit road here. So let's go ahead and show our little pit road battle box here. See who gets a quick stop. As looks like it will be Jeremiah Burke coming out in front of that line. Mike Sobanowski being scored with the lead, up 36 points right now. He's going to be restarting this thing up at the front. Dave Hot Rod Mayberry is up there as well. Jess Vaught, Greg Klein, and then you got everybody else who is just coming down into the pits.
Yeah, that's Sobanowski. That family makes some good helicopters, boys.
That's
Gotta
Sikorsky.
Yeah, I know, but you couldn't even let the joke last 5 seconds.
No, I thought you.
Well, I thought it was
genuinely thought
funny.
that. I thought you thought that though. I don't want to.
No.
I don't want you going through life thinking that. Didn't you used to
Remember-
ride on helicopters?
Yeah, but that was part of the fun. I was just trying to have some fun. I don't know. I guess we're just off on our first
Yeah.
run of the season.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ruin your joke.
Well, it wasn't a good one anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm on some pretty potent medicine right now, so I'm lucky I'm even sitting here not drooling into the microphone.
As we continue to pace here, trying to get everything all squared away. Let's see. I think he's out there somewhere. Over the rainbow.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out where.
What are you hunting for?
Ottinger. He's out there somewhere.
He is 14th place, 76 truck. No, 15th place.
I meant in Discord.
Oh. Hey, you can't find him. There's 50 people in Discord right now.
Oh, there he is, part of Wicked Loose. So, here we go. Let's talk to the man of Wicked Loose driving that 76 Beechcraft machine, Jeff Ottinger. Jeff, it looked like fuel was a little tight on that last run here.
Yeah, I almost could have made it, but I was going to be about a half a lap short, so we had to go in.
Yeah, it's worth entering a closed pit to get fuel and taking that EOL than taking a tow, especially under green. That wouldn't have been any good. A tow probably here is probably 3 minutes and change, I would imagine.
Yeah, it sounds about right. My teammate Tony Polk got caught on that mess up, but we'll hopefully get him back on the lead lap.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, what do you think about this last run here? What is your plan going forward here?
I'm just going to stay out of trouble. I already burned both my fast repairs, and I just got to stay clean here. So going to lay back a little bit and watch what happens.
Alrighty, man. Well, looks like everything's stacking back up here and kind of figuring itself out. So we'll get you back down to your team, and good luck here, Jeff.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
Look,
Yeah.
awesome. Check out that 5 machine. Jonah Long, one of our rookies tonight, starting in 42nd in 7th place as the green flag drops.
That it does, but it's being led by the 34, Mike Sobanowski, up there, up 36. He's got the 33 of Jess Vaught working his way to the outside lane. He's got a teammate out there who's going to maybe try to help him out and around. I think that's the 29 of Hot Rod Mayberry making some moves here as they go side by side down onto the back straightaway. And green flag racing it is here in the final stage of this Vigilante opening race this season.
Yeah, looking behind Long and the 28 of Rincon. This is that big group of trucks that's been working their way up all night long. They finally can start smelling that top 10. See who ramps the aggression up here in our final stage.
I'd give it till about lap 80, but that's just me.
As Jess Vaught trickles on back down to that bottom lane, he's going to get some lead laps for the first time here tonight. Still has that hot rod truck to the outside. So Vigilante Force controlling both lanes. Ooh, 34 getting a little loose behind that 33.
See, Austin Reeves, driver of the number 6 truck, one of the guys who ran out of fuel on that last run. Thank you so much for sharing our video, or sharing our post rather, over on Facebook. We sure do appreciate it. That helps us reach more folks. We can bring this racing to you guys.
Yeah, it's called marketing. Thank you. Albert Anderson Jr. says electric trucks wouldn't have to pit for gas. Yeah, that's true, but they probably have to mine a whole mountain in China to get all the lithium.
They'd have to swap trucks out every few laps when the batteries run.
Oh man, Sobanowski trickled down low to that bottom line, trying to let everybody on around. Problem is, he ran into a corner, which meant he had to slow down even more. So big checkup there for those guys, as Dave Hot Rod Mayberry teamed up with the 92 Greg Klein here, both teammates working together. Both drivers jumped around that 33 of Vaught, who's kind of involved in that lazy Susan right now, going up and down and up and down. You still have Jeremiah Burke and Albert Anderson working well together here on that outside lane.
Yeah, Greg Klein's going to fit in real good with his new team he's got. We've raced with him for years. We know how competitive he is. He's going to have a lot of fun out there. I want to touch on the electric trucks thing. Albert, what would it sound like to be at one of these races when we did like a crank it up section? You know, all you'd hear when they came by was you wouldn't hear no engines or anything.
Everybody in the stands could have their conversation like they're at a baseball
That's true.
game.
You wouldn't have to wear earplugs or anything.
Oh.
Yeah. Look into that.
They probably put some fake sound into it anyway.
Albert Anderson getting a hard push there from his teammate, the 753. Oh, we got some wiggling going on back through the field as well, as it kind of everything's checking on up. Everybody's racing a little bit harder, a little bit tighter here, as man, these laps continue to tick away. You can see there the 14 of Dustin Eaton on that outside line, trying to catch back on up to those guys up at the front. That was kind of where that checkup happened, though, was up here.
Hurricane Ian just downgraded to a Category 2. It's still a really dangerous storm cutting across Florida. So all you guys down there in Florida, man, still thoughts and prayers to you guys. And if y'all need anything, reach out. Somebody in the league here. What we can.
Yeah, get that thing out of there. Get it back in the Atlantic and send it up to Canada or something.
No, we don't want that. Send it out to the middle of the ocean. Let it die out there.
Oh, okay.
Albert Anderson said, it was just a joke about the electric trucks, guys. Well, but it makes you think, though. You know, what if? I like to think of what if stuff.
They're going to have an electric truck or car league at some point. It's just
one of these days. They've done it in the Formula open wheel racing already.
Yeah, well, NASCAR's talking about it, so it's going to happen.
Yep, eventually.
So you can see behind the front row here, just this wad of trucks, and that's a dang near 40 trucks all in that one picture. You can just see how far back it trickles, and each and every single one of them want to pick up the open win here in this season.
You know what I would watch is Segway racing. You know the Segway things that you ride on, that it's like a pogo stick with wheels, and it just, you know what I'm talking about? If they race those, that'd be fun to watch. Give everybody like a club, smack the other drivers with. That'd be fun.
It'd be like jousting or something.
Yeah. Oh, jousting.
Yeah, Segway jousting. Yeah. lot of
Big wreck.
Big wreck.
Jeremiah Burke right in the middle of that, and a lot of secondary going on. Yeah, Jeremiah Burke, watch that truck. That's where it started, I believe. Earl Evans collected the 11, the 82 averaging involved. Basically half the field.
I hear some frustrated drivers out there. It started up front, just trickled its way to the back. So Burt came down. Hot Rod. Mayberry was involved there. I think he just thought he was clear. Jeremiah Burke did, and it just he wasn't.
Yeah, they're talking it out on the radio right now.
Oh, yeah, just gets that bumper right there and causes absolute mayhem behind him. Jonah Long getting tagged up in it. Oh, man, just everybody having to check on up. And that's what happens when it happens up at the front, man. It just accordions its way on back. 57 stopping there on track. It looks like the 55, Ricky Wittenberg, was able to slow up in time to get stopped for it. But, man, oh, man, just absolute mayhem and madness. A couple blown engines out there. Jonathan Wiley having some issues. Let's go ahead.
And like number 2, I'm watching him, David, I don't know how you say his name, Emig. He's doing his best to slow down, and he just gets freight trained from behind. He got nowhere to go. 200 miles an hour. It's just frustrating.
So a couple of black flags there. George Rincon with a black flag. Cody Sanderson, the Sandman, with a black flag. I'm not sure if that's for passing under yellow. They may get those cleared, but they may also be for speed. We'll see. Oh, we got more wrecks. Dustin Eaton got tangled up with another truck with a Limitless machine. Race control getting on to folks for stepping on each other on the radio there.
I hear. Now I see some anger even from the boss. Oh, Lord. There's just a lot of people out there. There's a lot of stuff happening and frustrating.
Ooh, David Emig, done for the night. The New York native may have hit the incident cap. Let's see, who else is out? Michael Everidge, now done for the night in the 82 machine. Manually disconnected there.
Yeah.
And of course, out of all the trucks we saw start, we only have 5 trucks out of the race. Well, one of them due to a connection issue. At least one for a connection issue. Well, guys, this season opener's been pretty exciting, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been wild.
That it is, as we continue to get some green, or well, right now yellow flag laps here in the middle of this final stage. We're approaching lap 75, trying to get everybody all racked around and things figured on out. From my scoring thing, it looks like right now we got 23 trucks on that lead lap. The 37 of Dustin really is that first car 1 lap down. I don't know if that's going to be changing here, but that's what we got right now.
That's what I'm showing on my scoring deal, but we'll see here. Hopefully they have Lucky Dogs turned on. I'm sure they do.
don't know. A lot of stuff happening.
I tell you what, we
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of thought we'd see some, some crowdedness out there with such a huge field, and it's not just crowded on the track; it's been crowded on the radio.
Well, regardless, now we're getting closer to the end of this thing. And remember, the winner gets $25. The second place driver gets 15. Third place gets 10. And there's a random draw payout, $5. So, thought it was aggressive at this point.
So you could technically win your money back in one race here for the whole season. That's $30 to join this league for an entire season. And how many races do they have? It's like 20 races or so. It's a long schedule. So I mean that's a pretty good bargain for what you get here, especially if you can get multiple wins. You're going to make some money at this league.
They are. It's everything kind of taking its time to get figured on out here. Lights on that pace truck are back off, so we get ready to get things back up and running. Gonna be 25 laps left to go, and I think 25 is that lucky number for these guys. I think they might, question mark, might be able to make it to the end, except for Timothy Pope, who didn't pit this last go around. He stayed out there, and he's going to be having control of this restart with Jonah Long on his outside, but he is definitely not going to make it on fuel.
He's
Yeah,
a full
they-
10 laps off of these other guys' strategy, man. Pope's got so many wins in his back pocket, though. I'm not going to question the guy's strategy here. Might know something we don't here. Eric Welch saying over there on YouTube, he says, watching this race makes me even nervous for our ARCA race coming up that they got going on. And they're starting a new season over there at Numb Thumbs. ARCAs are fun, though. That's a fun car to race. Try to get everybody re-racked here. We got some trucks in the back kind of hanging back here.
Indeed, as we go back to green flag racing here, Timothy Pope up at the front with Jonah Long right beside him, Dustin Eaton and Andrew Player there as well. Green flag across the line, side by side they go down into turns 1 and 2. You got Jack the Ripper Dixon up here for the first time here tonight. One of our friendly Canadians racing here. He's putting in some good seat time right now, catching back on up. I think at one point he was 1 lap down, so he got that lap back, and now he's fighting for something up here at the front as they go side by side down that back straightaway. Oh, there goes Jonah Long with Andrew Player down in front of Pope, shutting the door on him as they get back up into that lead spot. The 99 of Chris Zofeld continuing to push that 48 machine on the outside.
Team Ox ought to be excited. The 63, Josh Oxidine, moving up through this pack. He's having a heck of a race out there. Goodweiser's got some. They've got some drivers out there this season. Not that they didn't before, but got some hungry cats out there.
And not to mention that 64, Trevor Robertson as well. He's up there inside that top 10 right now as well, as these guys continue to fight side by side, going down through turns 3 and 4. Going to be coming across the line here to make it 23 laps to go in just a moment. Also have people like Dustin Really fighting with the 6 of Austin Reeves, who's directly behind him here. That's for your lucky dog spot right now, as these guys are hoping for at least one more caution to get back up there on that lead lap.
Sobanovsky back here side by side with Greg Klein. They've got the 57 of Russ Endicott running up in that upper line behind the Sandman. Russ Endicott, I don't believe he's on the lead.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, big. Here we go. Small wreck. That could have been a lot worse, boys. Tony Pope with some damage on his truck. Driver of the Ford truck upset on the radio.
Oh, we're still green flag here.
We're still green though.
My apologies. I thought we were gonna end up getting a yellow.
I thought we were too. Honestly,
as we had trucks all the way around. Hot Rod Mayberry still sitting down there in the pits. David Emig disconnected. I think the 82 of Mike Everidge on that last ended up getting DQ'd for incident limit there. Austin Reeves may have as well, as they are not out there running. The 20 of Ethan Johnson as well.
check out Jack the Ripper Dixon on the outside, getting a good push by Zofeld in the 99. Jonah Long and Andrew Player with that bottom line advantage. They're able to just stay out in front of them here, though. I'm interested to see if that outside line can get a little bit more organized to see what they can do here. It seems like they do make up some ground on the back stretch, but they lose it when they come around the front of the track.
Yeah, we just hadn't seen them form up tonight at all. I'm sure coming around turn 4, at the end of this thing, we'll see some kind of action out of it.
Jack Dixon getting another good push from Zofeld in the 99 in the front of the track here, where we said they were losing ground. Chad McCabe in the 11 machine scraping the wall in the tri-oval. He'll be slow. He'll lose a couple of seconds off the front here. Here we go. The 48 of Jack Dixon leading the bottom line now. Jonah Long and Andrew Player right behind. Timothy Pope lurking in the 728, a couple of spots behind here.
And not to mention, because of that incident that happened midfield there, we're going to have a big gap. We got 12 trucks all in it here on this lead lap in this lead group. And then we got Earl Evans. He's rolling around with Jeremiah Burke back there. He's got some posse as well. He's got Matt Beamer, Ricky Wittenberg, Robert Shipman is even further back. Kind of all on his lonesome. Here comes Albert Anderson, Jeff Ottinger, and maybe some others. I think, yeah, that's the 50 of Gary Godso as well, trying to pick up that 58 machine to hurry on along and try to catch back up to that chase group, who is losing ground right now on this main group. Oh!
It looked like the 33 tried to take it 3 wide almost right there. Didn't really work out. We got a parking lot here.
Took all 12 of them out, look like.
Baby. I think Jonah Long and the 48 both got wrecked out there.
I'll go ahead and watch what happened up at the front. Oh, man.
A few more DQs just now. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think the 33 was trying to shuffle on down, but the 99 went with him, but 99 wasn't quite clear. The bumpers were just there enough to hook that 99, sending the 48 machine around. I think the 37 really got involved in that one as well. I know Jess Vaught in the 33 made it on through. The 34, Mike Sobanowski, goes for a wild ride.
So your latest DQs, Austin Reeves, Dustin Eaton, Ethan Johnson, Cody Sanderson.
Oh, Greg Klein getting all tied up. Timothy Pope getting all knotted up in that one. Man, oh man.
So the field getting a little bit thinner here. But
yep.
What did you say, Adam, about lap 80? They're going to start stepping it up. We're in that window now. Looks like a few guys getting ready to come down for pits.
Yeah, they've kind of been aggressive here to say this third stage. So I don't see anything different coming.
Black flags being cleared here for maybe some passing under yellow action or something.
I got pit stops happening right now. John Long was able to make it through that for the most part. Like he's going to be sitting in the pits getting some manual damage fixed here. Albert Anderson rejoining the lead group. Looks like he's going to win the race off of pit road. Just a splash and go for Albert Anderson. As we got a whole bunch of people coming on down and in and making sure they get the fuel and tires to make it to the end.
Well, I guess it's the money stop, huh? They should be good now. All right, so there's a lot of questions out there on the track. A lot of conversations have been had tonight. I think there's been some frustration.
There'll be some clarification though after the race. They do go back and review all these races.
Oh yeah, you can
Guys
get
will be able to
penalized for the next race too, right?
Yeah, but they'll hear guys out and listen to guys argue their case.
Kind of like a court setting.
Yeah, well, kinda like a court martial. Get re-wrecked here. We're gonna have a pretty good little run to the finish here.
And that we will be as they make their way down the backstretch. Everybody getting all stacked back up for the final 15 laps of this race. Like you said, Mr. English, things are starting to kind of thin out. Looks like Greg Klein might be out of fast repairs. He's been sitting in the pits for a while. Same thing with Cody Sanderson, David Feit, and Cody Tarrant all sitting down there in pit road. Had a few more disconnects as well as we get ready to head on back out to the green flag status here while racing at Daytona.
You're right, Edith. That was a big old mess. Hopefully we can get a clean finish here as we're going to get the green with about 15 laps to go.
Well, all right, the pace truck's coming down. Brown?
It is as we go side by side. Anderson, Oxendine through the green flag across the line down into turns 1 and 2. He and Timothy Pope, Albert Anderson and Pope, not on the same lines here as the 34 of Sabanovsky. He is in line with Albert Anderson here, trying to get him all revved up, ready to go. Same thing with Pope on that outside with that 63, getting him all revved up. Jack the Ripper Dixon was able to pit and get some repairs done here. He is still up on the lead lap inside this top 10 as we got shaking and bacon going on through this field.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the Limitless teammates up near the front of the field are separated. They're on different lines. So if those guys can get together, it would probably behoove them to do it sooner rather than later.
Man, you use a lot of big words, English. I always love the word behoove. You gotta dumb it down for me today. I'm a little slow.
It's not like dehoove, which is something that happens in the cattle industry.
Yeah, no. totally different.
Not the same. D-hoove, B-hoove.
Oh man, look at this run that outside line is getting. Albert Anderson found a way to get locked in with his teammate out there. They're able to get a big run around. You also got the 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon tagging along with them. They all three jump up to the front of that bottom line with Josh Oxendine in tow. You got the 34 of Sabanovsky still down there on that bottom line, as well as Andrew Player tries to get some help from the 22 of Matt Beamer to move up on the outside.
Josh Oxendine is one of those guys that does this plate racing so much. He is very good at the art of side drafting, and we saw that back there about a lap ago on the 18 of Andrew Player. He put just enough side draft on that 18 on his spoiler to slow him down so he wouldn't get around him, and now look, the 18's behind him.
Good night for Josh Oxendine.
Dean, he's gonna make you mad, boy.
No, that was from his fan. Look at Ricky Wittenberg having a good night too.
He's up there creeping up in that top 10 right now, side by side with the 64 of Trevor Robertson, now up to the 22 of Matt Beamer. Man, that top line just can't get anything running. I think there might be a little bit of disconnect here. Got some damaged trucks trying to work with each other, as well as just not having the numbers right now.
Yeah, I think for them for what worked earlier there, they had 7 or 8 trucks up top. That's kind of what you're going to need, I think. Looks like Kilgore's getting out of the top and headed down to the bottom behind Ricky Wittenberg.
Yeah, Russ Kilgore right now, your lucky dog truck. As long as if an incident happens, he can stay clean. He'll get his lap back here, as we're only got about 18 trucks left here on this lead lap. Oh, beating and banging behind. 83 goes for a ride.
Stays on the infield, though. We're still green.
Oh, got even more checkups happening. Wrecks going all around. And there's the yellow.
What happened after that?
Yeah.
Hot Rod Mayberry went for a ride here, kind of late. Let's see what happened here. Kind of in a little bit of a chase back up by the wall. He just got sandwiched. Truck in the outside wall, checking up, and really nowhere to go for the 29 of Mayberry as he spins it on down and across. Let's see kind of where this all, for the most part, started, though. Looks like it started around right where the 37, I believe, of Dustin really is.
99 of Zofeld kind of got up in the wall, trying to stay out of the way and check up. And
the 37 gets disconnected. He gets that one last incident point that causes him to get DQ'd here. Let's try to... I'm trying to see. I think that was the 83. Who is the driver of the 83?
That's shoot, I already forgot his name. My bad.
Herkus.
Herkus, thank you. Golly.
Oh, Charlie Herkus, yeah, he getting involved. They get all knotted up. It started with a little netcode, and it turned into not so much just netcode, as that secondary action happened right after that. Oops. Trying to view people here and not getting them, but that's okay. Either way, yellow comes out, and I think it was the kind of after incident there with Mayberry that ended up kind of pulling that one out. But we're closing in on single digits here remaining from Daytona, and things are definitely getting testy out there.
Yeah, Chachi out there, he's still with us out there on YouTube saying that 747 truck is going to go to the win. He's really thinking Albert Anderson's got what it takes to stay in front here at Daytona for this last little stretch.
Well, what's interesting is Pope is up there. What a surprise, right? He worked his way up 26 spots. No surprise there.
And check out the guys right there with him. Jack Dixon, Josh Oxendine. Check out Beamer. We talked about Matt Beamer being one of your rookies out here. and just staying consistent and working his way up. And we talked to Andrew Player before. He's one of those guys out there as well, just being careful and taking care of his equipment. These guys are going to be forces to reckon with here, as well as Trevor Robertson. Hell, the first 4 rows here got a lot. Hell, we got 8 trucks in the first 4 rows, and 5 of them are rookie drivers.
Speaking of Matt Beamer, let's go ahead and give him a talk, as he's part of that RAR Motorsports team. Hey, Matt, guys up in the boot, got a copy?
Yep, got a copy, guys.
Hey, man, looking pretty good right now. Up 25 spots inside this top 5. Single digits left to go here in this race. Things are definitely heating on up.
Yeah, they are. I'm just hoping to keep the nose clean of this rambling about racing Chevrolet and make it to the end. It's been fun so far, a night of action. Just hoping to keep it up front here and keep the nose clean. Get a good finish, maybe a win.
Well, it's good to see another South Carolina native out there making things happen. There's a few of y'all running out there, but good luck the rest of the way, man. Do you have enough gas in case we get a green-white checker?
We should be good on gas. I made a pit stop there under, not this caution, last caution. So I should be good to go. Hopefully, again, keep the nose clean and see what happens.
Awesome.
Good luck to you.
Thanks, guys.
Get them back down. I guess that's what RAR stands for, is Rambling About Racing. I think that's a podcast or something.
They've got a Facebook page. Go check that out, Rambling About Racing. They talk about all things racing. It's self-explanatory.
It's pretty good. I love that. Who doesn't like to hear about racing? As things kind of try to get shuffled around here, everybody trying to figure out where to be. Still got David Fight and Cody Tarrant down there on pit road right now, getting damage fixed on up. Hopefully they can make it back on out here to run with everybody. We're going to have a random draw driver like we did last season, but you got to still be running for you to be eligible for that. So we'll have to wait and see how things shake up, as we're going to have 7 laps left to go here in this opener for the Vigilante Racing League season.
Hey, good to see you, Ashley. Ashley Osborne out there pulling for Earl Evans and for Albert Anderson as well. Thank you so much, Ashley, for joining us tonight. And Chan the Man pulling for Ricky Wittenberg in the 55 KOK machine. As the pace truck peels on down onto pit lane. Here we go. Green flag racing once again. Pope and Anderson side by side getting this party started. You still have that 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon sitting right behind Timothy Pope, with the 63 of Oxendine right behind Albert Anderson. You got the 22 of Beamer and the 18 of Players still right there, nose to tail. You got the 64 and the 34 there as well as the 55 and the 13. As here we go, we got the slicing and dicing working its way. Timothy Pope drifting on up, maybe trying to get Albert Anderson around that 48 machine, trying to get those teammates working together. Well, here we go. We talk about aggression with coming up on 5 to go, or 6 to go this time around. This is where it's going to be intense. Look for some more 3-wide action here as we go into the closing couple of laps here. Man, talking about a plan working to perfection there. You got Timothy Pope was able to drag that 747 up in front of the 48. I don't think the 48 was really getting that big of a push from the 22 right there, allowing those guys to work their way on the outside, and there's now just trying to play a little bit of a catch-up game. Still have the 63 of Oxendine kind of out there on the outside. Oh, there goes the 22 now making some moves, seeing and trying to get that outside line up there with a run. Yeah, Beamer throwing a little side draft on that inside line, trying to help his position by taking away some speed of those guys running low.
Yep, 33 of Just Font making his move. Came up real quick, slowed down with the traffic. We'll see what he's got in his up his sleeve here as this thing starts winding itself down. 5 laps.
Ashley, thank you so much. We can't wait till Chachi's back in the racing. Go ahead, Alan.
5 laps left remaining down through turns 1 and 2 and on to the back straightaway. These drivers are fighting and jockeying for every position that they can here as they make their way down the back straightaway and down into turns 3 and 4. You can see the lane changes happening behind this main group. Everybody trying to figure out their best way to try to work their way forward as they are starting to run out of time, run out of laps. We're going to be coming across the line now with 4 laps left to go. You still see there that 64 Trevor Robertson. He's kind of locked in right now on that inside line. He really can't make any moves right now, but if these guys aren't going to be careful, he could possibly make use of a turbo tunnel, but right now I'm seeing a lot of side drafting action happening from that outside lane.
Yeah, you're not going to see a lot of turbo tunnel stuff here. I don't think there's room. You know, we might see it at Talladega or iRacing Super Speedway. You're not going to see it here, I don't think, as we've got some guys shuffling around up here in about 6th position. Whoa, lap truck really slow here. Everybody dives towards the bottom.
That'll scare you, wouldn't it?
Oh, scared me.
Yeah, that was the Jonah Long truck out there, unfortunately, by himself, so that was the kind of discrepancy on the speed. He did as best as he could to keep that thing up as next to that wall as he possibly could as these guys come down and across the line. 3 laps to go now. 7:28 of Pope continuing to lead this charge, but here comes that 22 with the 63 trying to work up and inch their way forward here.
They've got a shot at this. That outside line, you can make it work. They need a little help, though, here. Let's see if the 34 can get up there and support.
Getting a little wiggly up front, aren't they?
We have 3 wide back here with Jess Vaught on the outside, the 83 of Herkus in the middle, and the Rocket Man in the 7, Rod Baker Ford F-150 on the bottom.
Yeah, Kilgore did get his lap back. Got the lucky dog there, so he's able to now compete here on the lead lap. But look who Ricky Wittenberg's been following. He's been following that 753 of Jeremiah Burke. He's been quiet here for this kind of second half of this race. He's been fighting and dodging and banging his way up through the field, trying to make up as much ground as he can in these closing laps with 2 laps to go now.
And those 2 guys are not teammates, but they know each other really well. They will work with each other in a pinch here to try to get a run towards the front here, as sometimes you got to work with who's around you, not with who you want.
Well, Jess Vaught looks super aggressive, like he really wants up there, and he's just in the middle of traffic.
Ooh.
Man, we got some good racing ahead right here.
As they come down and across the line, no green-white checker finish here tonight. White flag has been waved, so this lap will end it, ending under regulation here from Daytona. Nose to tail, side by side. They go down into turns 1 and 2. That outside lane, man, it's struggling, trying to fight and claw its way back up here to the front. There goes Albert Anderson. He doesn't want to just sit behind his teammate. He wants to go for the win here as he breaks it out to the side. Oh, no, Ricky Wittenberg goes for a ride. Oh, that's going to bring Jeremiah Burke with them. Someone else gets taken out and disqualified as well, as they're going to start to catch up to some lap traffic here as they're still side by side. Oh, 92 Greg Klein staying there as much as he can. Oh, no. There goes Albert Anderson for a wild ride, wrecking down through the exit of 4. Jack the Ripper Dixon spins out Timothy Pope, picking up the win here as it was a drag race for 2nd and 3rd, and it looks like it's going to go Mike Sobanowski and Earl Evans.
Wow. What an insane finish there, boys.
There's going to be some hurt feelings after that.
Yeah, Albert Anderson running up there with his teammate. Neither of them able to score a top 5 there.
It's like,
wow, man.
We need to watch back this white flag lap.
Rewind that, cat.
We'll focus here first on where Ricky Wittenberg is, as this is kind of where that first incident on that backstretch happened. They were going side by side through turns 1 and 2. Everything looking pretty calm. Jeremiah Burke was down low. Let's kind of see kind of what happened here. This is just about right where it did. So go up to the chopper camera as it was following along. Oh, trying to go 3 wide there. Oh, man, just too much pinch action going on And then we had absolute chaos going on up at the front. Albert Anderson broke it off, trying to go for the win here side by side with Timothy Pope. They had that 92 of Klein. He was well on the apron. Hard push from the 18, just gets Albert a little squirrely, and finished him off as the bumpers weren't square, causing absolute mayhem behind. And then up at the front, you then had Timothy Pope. He kind of trickled off down to the yellow line. Oh, Jack the Ripper ripping back down. And it was a drag race for second. Mike Sobanovsky, he didn't get second by much, but he did get second with the drag race with Earl Evans there.
Oh. Was there like a pit maneuver in there?
No. In Jack Dixon's defense, he looked like he had position on the outside of Pope, and stuff just happened there. I mean, you can look at that a couple of different ways, but it just looked like a super speedway racing incident.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's plate track racing. You can't make a mistake without something huge happening. I mean, everybody's racing, and there's all kinds of adrenaline. It's a long night. So, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it, but part of the thing, man. It's plate track racing.
Well, and we still need to pick the random draw driver, and I hope my number is right. I hope, Mr. English, you'll be able to tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, go ahead. I've got you covered, buddy.
I believe we had 30 trucks actually finish this race here. So I think that's going to be our number. So here we go. So random draw driver, the podium finishers are not eligible, so it's 4 through the last car running. And here we go. 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be the truck that finished in 20th, which will be Jonah Long.
I've got Charlie Herkus as 20th officially, according to iRacing.
According to iRacing? Okay.
You said 20th place?
20th place.
Yep. Official iRacing scoring, that's going to be Charlie Herkus in the 83.
Alrighty then. So then Charlie Herkus picking up that lucky draw driver of the day.
Let me go write that in.
Man, everything gets confused around here when there's 40 drivers. Our software is hard to keep up with the iRacing software and everything. But
and
that's wild.
You ain't kidding. So let's get these interviews underway, shall we? And that starts us off with tonight's third place finisher, and that's gonna be the not sponsored machine 13, Earl Evans, picking up a podium finish here in this first race of the new Vigilante season. And holy smokes, Earl, how the heck did you make that one work?
I'm gonna be honest. When coming into that tri-oval, I pushed and just pushed and kept pushing some more, and just happened to have everybody move out of my way. So,
well, man, it's great to finally talk to you up here. So happy for you, man. Are y'all getting pretty wet down there, or you're kind of closer to the Panhandle, aren't you?
So where I am in the Panhandle, I'm completely safe. I know my teammate Andrew. He couldn't come up to us tonight. He's just north of Tampa. I'm surprised Mike actually was racing with us for a little while. But yeah, no, I'm perfectly safe. Some other people in our league are a little more bunkered down than me, but I mean, from what they've said, they're pretty okay and pretty well off. So,
well, that's the main thing, and you're representing your Florida man truck tonight. Got that thing in the podium. I mean, are you tired, worn out by now? That's a long race. A lot of stuff happened. I don't know.
It was pretty long. I didn't think I was going to even make it. I told my team, I was like, man, if I could just get a top 10, I'll be happy. And then it dropped down to a top 5 coming into that restart. I was like, I mean, maybe I can keep it.
Well, hell of a job tonight, man. You got AAA broadcasting on that thing, and we sure do appreciate it. You're the unofficial sponsored, not
I'm the
sponsored.
sponsored, not sponsored, number 13.
Well, thanks so much, man. We sure do appreciate you and all you do for us, and congrats on the podium.
Thank you guys, man. You have a great time.
You too, man. But before we do let you go, you got any other shout outs before we close this thing down on you?
Man, I have to definitely thank my team, HIS. Hope it sticks. That Dion, Andrew, which wasn't here, and then of course David Fight. They've been great, picking up knowledge from Dion and catching some extra stuff from them. So, thanks, guys.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight, Earl, and we look forward to seeing you the rest of this season.
Yep, see you guys.
And so with that, we'll head up one spot as gotta change some things around here. We'll move on up to our second place finisher, and that's going to be the 34 of Mike Sobanovsky. Mike, first of all, make sure we're saying your name right there. And second of all, coming across the line with the drag race, finishing in second, up 35 spots. What was going through your mind those final few laps?
You know what? I had a couple faster pairs handy still. Ended up using one right at the last caution we had a clean car with good tires, full fuel. So was just going to try and stay in there as close as I can. Really, I was hoping for a top 10, but when those guys started spreading apart, I don't know how I didn't get tangled up in that, but I guess I lucked out.
Well, Mike, next week we're going back to Charlotte, kind of back to old school racing, and talk a little bit about what you expect there. And we know you're one of them tough Ohio boys. We know you can hold your own out there. Talk about the level of aggression you're expecting to see this season, especially next week at a track like Charlotte.
Well, I'm hoping it's going to run clean. There's a lot of trucks on the track, so that'll be interesting how that's going to play out. But yeah, I mean, we're going to go and give it the best we can, and I'm definitely a little more comfortable at tracks like Charlotte than I am at these super speedways. The door banging, stuff is not my forte, but yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully we can make something happen again at Charlotte.
Well, awesome race tonight. I know it was a long one. Do you have any shout outs before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to shout out my sponsor, Eclipse Photography, and the team, SimSpec Esports. Hopefully we can get a couple more of us up here and be talking with you guys again soon.
Awesome, Mike. Well, congratulations on the second place finish here tonight. We look forward to seeing what that 34 machine can do here this season, and heck of a run here tonight.
10-4. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
I thought he was going to pull out that 10-4 rubber ducky. Like, is it Austin that does that, man? He does a...
Tam or Chan, I can't remember which one.
Hey, either way, the Paul brothers like to get into it like that. Well, either way, we still have the random draw driver, and that's going to be Mr. Charlie Herkis walking away with some extra dollars in his wallet here tonight. Charlie, not the finish that you exactly wanted here, but you stayed in it. You fought as hard as you could, and just talk about kind of how your race went around overall.
Yeah, definitely not the night that we wanted, but got to actually finish a race and didn't have to start this one from pit road. Now, we got to run the Michigan race last week, and man, it was a crap fest from the very get-go. It just had some comm issues and wound up not even being able to see any of my setup boxes or nothing. So burned through all my sets of tires and all my fast repairs, started a lap down. It was just a mess from the get-go. So definitely glad to get all that worked out for this race, and much, much better showing. And what can you expect from restrictor plate races? Yeah, you're just going to get caught up in stuff that you just can't help. So wound up a couple of laps down. It is what it is. We'll bounce back and see what we can do at what I believe is Charlotte next week. So we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. I know you're gonna be ready for that, and y'all probably gonna catch a little rain from this hurricane stuff. You being down in Alabama. Hope all y'all stay safe down there. But well, good luck to you at Charlotte next week. Do you and your team have kind of a strategy going into it? Are y'all going to do any practicing together or anything like that?
Yeah, we'll definitely be getting together and doing some practicing and whatnot. We turned some laps today beforehand, but all three of us definitely working full-time jobs and whatnot. Austin is a new dad to twins, so his
Oh,
life
wow.
has been his life has been turned upside down here lately. Matt has he's fairly new to the fatherhood game, and I have a 7-year-old, so I've been in the game for quite a while, so she's pretty independent. I can tell her, hey, you do your thing. I got to come in here and race. So, you do you, baby. So, it looks like the majority of the hurricane stuff though is going to miss where we are. Now, me, Matt, and Austin are actually headed up to Talladega tomorrow morning. So, well, we're going to spend Thursday through Monday at Talladega Super Speedway, just kind of relax and have some fun for the next few days.
Well, make sure and post some pictures on the Discord so we can kind of live vicariously through you guys.
Oh yeah, that absolutely. So, if you don't follow the podcast, the Rambling About Racing podcast that we got on our trucks there. So that is a podcast that we all do weekly that kind of covers, the world of sports as far as IndyCar, F1, and NASCAR and whatnot. It gets interesting from time to time. So this coming week's episode is definitely going to be one for the books with the events that's probably going to happen in this coming weekend with all of us getting together and having a good time at Talladega. We've made friends with Howie DiSavino, who is running the 44 Xfinity car this weekend. And we're going to get to hang out with him. He's going to come have a few drinks with us after his race Saturday. So it's going to be a fun weekend. So we're going to have a blast.
Man, now I want to be down there with y'all. Hey,
I
you got
know.
you got any shout outs? Anybody you want to thank real quick before we let you go?
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun. Thanks to VRL for by all means letting us come on board and do this. This is the first time that Austin, Matt, and myself have been a part of a league. So this is the first time any of us doing this other than just getting on iRacing and trying to have a little bit of fun. So by all means, thanks to them for letting us come on and have some fun doing this. It's definitely a blast. Thanks to ITM Media, Ramble About Racing podcasts, and everybody that's on these trucks, because they all definitely got a hand in making this possible. So it's fun, and we're already looking forward to next week.
Awesome, Charlie. Well, appreciate the time, man, and look forward to hopefully talking to you again just because you're up on that podium. And congratulations on winning an extra $5 here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Bringing us on up to the lone Canadian in the session here tonight is gonna be the 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon. And Jack, I got a feeling you gotta be careful down there. You might have Timothy Pope sneaking up behind you one of these days.
Yeah, I feel like I have it coming. I apologize and went over it with Jess, and it seems to be okay. There was no intent behind it, but at the end of the day, I did spin him. But for such a holy man, he was quick telling me where to go. I can tell you that.
And Tim Pope's one of them cats too. He won't tell you that he's going to race you hard. He will, but yeah, he's a take the high road kind of guy most of the time. But yeah, if you do him wrong, he might be gunning for you later on. But talk about Charlotte next week, man. It's a totally different animal. We're going back to kind of a technical track. It is fast with the trucks, but it's not wide open. At least not all the time. Are you and the team already kind of working on what y'all are going to do as far as strategy goes, or have y'all not crossed that bridge yet?
Oh yeah, it's a good track to look at. I mean, I have a great team at Goodweiser, like George, Mike, Trevor, and Josh. No matter how much practice we put in, we'll still be strong at that track, but there'll be some effort put in for sure, because there'll be lots of beating a bang at that track. And after tonight, I think I know who's coming.
Well, I mean, it was a tough night all the way around. Everybody got hit by somebody at some point during this race. And that's what happens at the plate tracks. It just gets mayhem at the end, and you just happen to come out front. So congrats on that. And do you have anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Oh, well, the league admins, of course, Lori and Jess, for putting it on. And the three of you guys always do a great show. Everyone knows it. And my teammates, and I already announced them once, but I'll do it again. George, Mike, Trevor, and Josh, they put me up front at the end and gave me a run for the money. And I've got the Ricky Wittenberg, got to thank him for sponsoring the league. He does so much for us, and he makes my paint. So there's a reason that truck looks so good up front. It's because of him.
Well, look, man, with the new format, it's win and you're in. So you're in the playoffs now. So if maybe somebody like the 728 wants to come gunning for you next week, it's okay because you're locked in. You're in the playoffs now, buddy.
Yeah, no, it's awesome that we're running it like that. Ever since NASCAR changed it, I've always kind of loved it, but that makes it, for all the reason, to be a little more aggressive and maybe not make mistakes like I did tonight. But yeah, I had 48 machines staying in the playoffs, and I'll keep it going. There's a reason I got the nickname the Ripper, and I think it's sticking.
Awesome, man. Well, either way, congratulations, picking up the win, opening up the season strong, which is what the key to the race here tonight was. It's got to start strong, and that's exactly what you did, bringing that 48 machine home in that top dog spot. Congratulations, Jack.
Thanks, fellas.
And so with that, fellas, that brings to a close this crazy, wild, adventurous, exciting. There's only so many adjectives I know because I got public schooling up here in New Hampshire, man. This was a heck of a race.
It was stupendous and splendiferous. And, well, Jackie Childs isn't really here to give me words, but yeah, man, it was great. It's what we expected here. It's pack racing, it's trucks. The stage racing made it really interesting. We saw some shakeups in strategy tonight that I didn't think we'd see with guys entering the pits right before the pit closures and stuff. That's always a possibility when you have racing set up like this, but I didn't think we'd see as much of it as we did. That may set the stage for future races. Next week, we're also doing 100 laps. So it's on a shorter track, obviously. We're not doing 250 miles next week. But I think you're going to see some of the same kind of action. Guys are going to start trying to work these stages maybe, especially at tracks where they know they can stay on the lead lap and pit under green. And try to get advantage on the other drivers. I'm not sure what you think about it, Adam, but we may see some more shake-ups, some more guys playing chess rather than checkers in this pit strategy situation.
No, I think you're spot on there, and the stage racing, I like it. It kind of mimics the real deal right now, how NASCAR is. So, and it gives other people a chance to, re-rack and get back in the race, so to speak. So tonight, I had fun. I like this kind of stuff. I like the anger. I think we're going to carry that over to next week and start dumping people. So we're going to have fun.
That we will. As we wind things down here from Daytona, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver finished here tonight, starting us off with that 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon, up 15 spots, claiming that top prize here tonight, picking up the big win. The 34, Mike Sobanovsky, your hard charger of the day. Any time that you see a hard charger where the plus number begins with a 3, that is absolutely insane. Up 35 spots here in second. A well-deserved hard charger award going to Mike there. The 13 at Earl Evans, picking up a solid podium finish here in the first race of the season. Got the 64 of Trevor Robertson as well, up 16 spots. Big mover here tonight, finishing in fourth. 33 of Jess Vaught, man, he just kept getting caught up in incidents and trying to fight his way through, still with a solid 5th place finish here tonight. 728 of Timothy Pope, looked like he was going to be a shoe-in for the win, but coming down and across the line, that one was gonna be one talked about for the ages. He still finishes up there in 6th. We got the 58 of Robert Chipman finishing here in 7th, with the 18 of Andrew Player finishing in 8th. Got the 63 of Josh Oxendine finishing in 9th, with the 747 of Albert Anderson. Oh, going from champ to almost chump. Still in that top 10 though, but Albert was hoping for much, much better. Also have that 22 of Matt Beamer there in 11th, up 19 spots, with the 74 of Robert Jordan finishing here in 12th.
Gary Godso, one of your new members of the league and of Cult of Chaos, worked his way up from 31st to 13th, so good run for him. Jeremiah Burke in the 753, not so much. Started on the front row, ended up 14th. Still solid finish, though. 55 of Ricky Wittenberg finished about where he started, right there in 15th place. Chris Zofeld in the 99 worked his way up, finishes the last truck on the lead lap, up 20 spots to finish in 16th place. Starting with your lap, one lap down drivers, Jeff Ottinger in the 76 and 17th, the 7 to Russ Kilgore in 18th, Jonah Long in the 5. We saw him run up front quite a bit tonight, worked his way up from the back of the field to lead a few laps here, and he'll finish a lap down in 19th place. The 20th place driver, 83 of Charlie Herkus. We talked to him. He was the lucky driver, or the lucky draw driver tonight, up 21 spots to finish in 20th. What a great run by Charlie. The 9 of Jonathan Wiley finishes down a couple spots in 21st. Tony Polk, it takes that 8 truck to 22nd place. George Rincon up a few spots here. He'll finish that 28 machine in 23rd. Chad McCabe in the 11 will finish also 3 laps down. He'll round out your top 24 here.
01 Kelly Kill, 25th. Number 4, Deion Jones, 26th. 88, Cody Sanderson, 27th. 57, Russ Endicott, 28th. 92, Greg Klein, ended up in 29th. 29, Dave the Mouth Mayberry, ended up 30th. 37, Dustin Riley, 31st. 14, Dustin Eaton, 32nd. Number 1, David Fight, 33rd. 20 of Ethan Johnson, 34th. 25, Cody Tarrant, 35th. 6, Austin Reeves, ended up 36th. 82, Mike Everidge, 37th. 2 of David Emig, 38th. 1, 2, 3, John Gallagher, 39th. 49 of David Kelly, 40th. 68 Machine Dustin Wade, 41st, and Michael Adamson, 42nd position.
Yep, and there we go. That is your big, massive field here from Daytona. We appreciate each and every single one of you guys for watching and hanging out with us, because you guys are the reason why we do this, is having fun and having a blast talking with each and every single one of you. So thank you guys for that. Just be sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell, as we're now going to be live 5 nights a week, and you do not want to miss a single second of that racing action. As well as we have to thank our great sponsors of D&D Race Graphics, spelled Grafix, as they do a fantastic job. That's Ricky Wittenberg painting a lot of these trucks up really nice and pretty. Ones that you can almost see from outer space, even when a hurricane is passing on through. So be sure to give them that thumbs up and go ask them for your next paint scheme done and created, as well as his real life business of Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. Reach out to Ricky at 423-444-0454. Whether you're in that Johnson City, Tennessee area or across the country, he can help you out in one way or another. And man, this housing market is absolutely insane. So please don't do it alone, and get yourself a good quality realtor today. So on that note, we are done here tonight from Daytona, but don't you worry, we'll be here on Friday night with some Numb Thumbs Racing League action. I believe this is going to be their Xfinity cars. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. English, if you don't know.
Yeah, I think they're running the Super Speedway League, which is Xfinity cars. I'm checking the schedule right now. That should be October 2nd. Does that check?
October 2nd is Sunday.
Okay.
So then it's their ARCA series.
It will be the ARCA series.
Yep, so then their ARCA
It'll be
series.
at Daytona.
They'll be here at Daytona, so don't worry. Our camera hauler ain't going nowhere. We're going to get to see some fun action here again on Friday night. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off for the night.
We gone.
Yeah.